Like, all right.
It's the thing, hey guys, we're picking up right away from, just our background conversations to our cardboard conversation. So thank you everybody for joining us this evening. As you can tell, we're already nice and heated. We got a lively one going. So thank you much for joining us this evening. As Bob was saying, man, it is just ridiculous watching people opening up cards lately. I mean, for the price of entry, I cannot believe that it is so expensive and you're getting so very little. Bob was teasing us with a 58-cent mythic. I mean, geez Louise, with the
in the
trash
list slot.
rare.
Let's be fair. Even out of the expensive packs, the set packs, and that was my list slot that makes a set pack worth it.
And look at us go. Okay.
Oh my God, I think he's the first one.
He
we
is.
need like
I was
an
just going to
alarm
say.
bell
Okay.
and balloons
So
and
he spoiled
streamers.
it. We weren't even going to say anything.
I didn't even know we could have them.
Yeah.
Look at
So
you.
I knew that on
now
Wednesday.
officially monetized, and thank you very much, Cosmic Seeds, for being our very first YouTube member. I couldn't even do it myself. Ah, shit, man, you beat us to it.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, thank you, Cosmic Seeds. That's awesome. It's encouraging, and what it really makes,
guys.
What it says to us is not so much the financial value, which I very much appreciate that. Don't get me wrong, but it says that you guys value what we have to say to you. You value that we're spending our time. We're not all gimmicky. You don't come here to get free cards and play, reindeer games. You come here to get info, talk, listen, maybe hear some new perspective. And I'll you know what? My personal topic of the night is going to be doubling season. That's the thing that's caught my attention most, and it really has me in a quandary. We'll get back to that in a little bit.
And a big shout out. Thank you much, Prime, for joining us this evening as well.
Hey, man.
One of my favorite things to do is pick on friends. And I am so glad that you could join us this evening just for that. So, Draconis, I mean, Dumb Lizard Man, I mean, Prime. It's great to have you here. Thank you very much.
Racist bastard.
Well, dwarves, they might not
You're
be
just mad because I'm taller
strong.
than you are. That's all.
I just shake my head because I watch you charge into battle. You're like Brick with a grenade.
Ah! Yep. So in retrospect, I'm just thinking we shouldn't have given Vanna that armor. And Bob, as you were playing, you even made the comment.
Better armor, but he literally can't wear it.
He's learned. He must know better. There's no way he would keep doing that. Fucking immediately.
I'm gonna Misty step in there.
What up, Four Keeps?
Richie's calling me Natasha because that's my Diablo 4 character.
Oh, nice.
You're putting the nasty in Natasha?
Yeah, she's a necromancer.
Whoa,
so
she might not like that.
I'm kind of, I'm not thick. I'm very thin. I die
a bit of a glass cannon. So
yeah,
when
a bit of a glass cannon.
I've always enjoyed the necromancer kind of style of play where you're doing the horde sort of gameplay, you build up all minions. Of the minions and stuff.
Yeah,
I always found that really entertaining. I did the open beta for Diablo 4 and I thought it was a fun game. I enjoyed the time I spent with it, but very quickly it felt as though it was just going to get to a grind for me. Have you been enjoying the gameplay of it? Does it keep pulling you back in?
So I just finished the campaign. I'm on World Tier 3 now. So if you don't play it every day, that's the thing. If you play it every day, then it's going to feel like a grindy second job or chores. So just don't play it every day. I like to.
That's not a glowing review for a video game. Most people are super enthusiastic. Yeah. Like, hey, Harry Potter's thing. Man, Bob, I just can't put that thing down. I haven't put it down all weekend. I didn't sleep for 3 days. This is my 80th cup of coffee in 2 days. It's an amazing game.
That's an issue, right? Like, I don't do that anymore because I'm too old.
Yeah, because my heart hurts.
It's not like Pat could help himself. When games are that good, they just suck you into them and you don't have a choice.
That's exactly it.
That's true, but I do lose hours in this game. I'll be like, I'll start at it's 6 o'clock my time. I'll look down, it's 9 o'clock. I'm like, oh shit. Where'd that 3 hours go?
Well, so I remember
that's when he's sleeping when we're looking for commander raids.
I remember being like, 14
actually
years
dead
old
for
when
a
Diablo 2 was just, coming out. I'd play so much when I'd go to sleep, I'd close my eyes and I could just see like Act 3 pygmies running around and shit. And like now with games, that is so rare that I'm so enthralled that I'm sucked into a game. It's super rare that I find that in gaming nowadays. And
It's
I hope
called
that I get that from
engrossing.
Starfield. I'm hoping to spend
I
hundreds
really
of
wanna try
hours in that thing.
Starfield.
What's that, Dan?
I want to try Starfield really bad.
Starfield's like a first-person shooter, though, right? If I remember. Right.
So it's the new world by Bethesda.
Yeah. It's
So
like
they've been
if,
working on this for like 20 years.
Skyrim in space.
Not Fallout and Skyrim, but it's Skyrim and Fallout combined in space. So it looks like what Outer Worlds or No Man's Sky should have been to begin with.
And it's funny you say that because I played No Man's Sky and it's actually a pretty fun game nowadays.
Now, when it came out, not so much. It was a big.
I'm just saying that Diablo 4. That's not a glowing review that you can put it down. Like that would be the tagline. Diablo 4, so good you can put it down. Like,
Diablo 4.
I'm sorry, I'm not a shill for Blizzards. I'm not Blizzard.
We'll touch on shilling for Blizzard here in just a second. Diablo 4, the best way to play, not every fucking day. Yeah.
Not every day,
all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to sell the game to anybody, am I? Bob's already got it. I want to play with Bob. I play with Richie.
Speaking of selling shit and Activision Blizzard, have you guys heard that the FTC movements are kind of clearing up a little bit, and it looks as though Xbox and Microsoft are going to be able to actually buy Activision Blizzard? It's definitely looking like things are going forward. So pleased to see that. I'd like to see their stewardship over a couple of other studios and IPs.
Well, I mean, they just need
I don't know about that because honestly, Microsoft games have never hooked me.
Oh, do you mean Microsoft studio produced games or? Yes. Okay.
So
like
what more or less
Microsoft studio games have you loved?
There have been some things coming out of Microsoft that I thought were interesting IPs. Things like Halo, the Jet Set Radio Future stuff. I think they had a lot of really good catalog on the original Xbox, and moving forward, they lost.
That's on the Xbox. That wasn't a Microsoft produced game, was it? Halo was produced by Microsoft.
That was like their flagship.
Not produced, published.
Yeah,
it was made by back in the day. The first three were made by
343 and Bungie.
Yeah. Okay, I was about to say. I thought so.
3 have been 343 Studios.
Okay, and the only Microsoft title, the only Microsoft title I've ever liked, and I liked it fairly well, was the OG Dungeon Siege back in like 1999 or 2000 or something.
Oh wow, that's old.
Yeah,
that's it. Okay, that's what it says about Microsoft Studios. Like,
what kind of games do you? Really
and you know who worked there? You know who worked there at Microsoft Studios, folks?
Bob.
Let's loop that back to Magic. Who important at Magic?
Oh,
worked at Microsoft.
Fucking Williams.
There you go. And
fucking Dick Man.
Yes, Chris Cox.
Chris Cox. I was going to call him Courtney Cox because I didn't want
Courtney Cox. Jesus Christ.
Honestly, it might be run better by Courtney Cox than Chris Cox at this point.
I was just going to make that joke. We might do better with Courtney Cox, Mrs. Arquette, as the fucking lead of it. Yeah,
Mrs.
Let's make a poll. Who's the character from Friends who would do worse than Cynthia Williams has? It's fucking hell. Yeah, we need to start getting back into the polls and
isn't that Monica? Isn't her character?
I would say Phoebe's brother,
or Phoebe. Phoebe. Yeah.
The fucking
on fire. Joey, just because he was dumb.
He was dumb as fuck. It was.
What up, super fast?
Giovanni Ribisi.
Super fast.
I think it's Giovanni Ribisi was her brother in it, anyway. But he played like this dumb pyro.
I love Giovanni Ribisi.
He's just always setting shit on fire.
Yeah, when he plays like really like scummy roles, I fucking love that, dude.
I love
everything would be dino related. Get out of here, Twidlick. No, we are not doing an Exoprimal themed show. You know how much extra work that would take?
I have a dino right here.
But you know what I would like to do?
Why did
What
I
would like to
invite
do, and I'd
you?
like to know if the audience would like to see it. And I said it because it's going to get out of range here pretty quickly. I have a lot of resources on Arena for us to draft with the audience's help and try Lord of the Rings as a draft, because I'll be honest with you, it's kind of expensive to buy an actual draft box. And have you guys help us pilot it if you guys have any interest in it. If not, we can just sit here and bash on WotC. And I guess talking about bashing on WotC, so one of the big cards in the last couple days, doubling season. And I will be honest with you, it's got me in a bit of a pickle.
Same.
It's a card that I don't have a legit copy of yet. It's one of the few like high dollar cards that
shit, dude,
I don't have. And I was going to put it on my list to Sherry Vegas because y'all, if you pay any attention whatsoever, you know she buys me fancy pants cards. Yeah,
Dennis
she bought
is
me
looking around.
Yeah,
on
she
his
bought me a
desk.
Cradle and a Mox Diamond and Underground Sea and among others. Just
because I have fucking extra doubling seasons.
So,
I'm not kidding.
But here's the thing: is
you spelled
do I really want to buy it right now? I don't.
No, because I never sent you anything for your birthday.
Well, I said that a long time ago, Lance. I've pointed that out. I've even showed the receipt of what I personally ordered. I might have shared it even with you, Lance, behind the scenes in Discord. So I'll just tell everybody I bought at retail value, which I think is like $135 for the draft box. Isn't that what it was, Pat? Somewhere in that ballpark. So I bought like 2 cases.
It's a little on the high side, but that's not bad. Yeah.
And 10 boxes of the what is that called? What's that bundle called for Lorcana? The
Illumineers Trove.
I got 10 of those on order and 2 cases of draft boxes. And when I showed everybody, even though I have it on order under my name for like, I don't know, it was like $2,200. Is that what my bill was, somewhere in that ballpark?
Yeah,
anyway,
20.
I haven't confirmed with it. I've been thinking about it because I knew allocations were coming out soon. And I said it's more of a wish list at this point because I'm in the Lorcana Discord and I've been paying attention. And these people are saying, "Oh, that's nice. I even like that copy better. I don't like the OG copy.
Do you like this art better?"
I do, but hold on to it because I haven't even finished my thoughts on doubling season because I'm answering Lance.
Yes. But I found this is my extra copy that I'm willing to send you.
So
what up, Time Capsule?
Just a minute. Let's finish addressing Lorcana for right now because it is sort of timely. So if any of you actually contacted your LGS or wherever, if you're pre-ordering Lord of the Rings, have you heard from them directly if you actually have orders? Is anybody out there, have they actually done it?
Nope.
You have orders in for Lorcana?
Yeah.
Have you confirmed it with your LGS yet?
They are getting it, yes.
Okay. Have you confirmed that your actual orders are
that
you're going to get your order?
Not yet. We're waiting for allocation.
Okay. That's what I was wondering because I know it's coming out and Lance had just posted about Alex about the allocations of 4 digits and only getting or 4
it's very slim. I know it's not going to
4 figures. No, not halved. That was 4 figures and got 2 digits. That's not halved. That's like a factor of 10
like
left.
10%.
4 digits would be like 1,000 and 2 digits would be like 100. So it's like 10 times less than what they ordered.
Less.
So at any rate, I've been saying this. I know I said that on our Lorcana streams, so I really wasn't going to delve into Lorcana, and I'm really hoping, I got my fingers crossed that I'm going to get what I ordered, right? And I don't think so. We're going to find out in 2 weeks what we can actually get our hands on live in Indianapolis.
So speaking of getting what we ordered, so Bob, those 6 gift bundles, I'm over here itching the shit out of myself because I'm so anxious. Like
I opened one and it was complete shite. Okay, you want to see? You want to see? All right, hold on. I'm going to show you all of the awesome list pulls I got from my bundle. And by the way, I didn't get any big hits. The biggest card I got in the entire box is right here, and I got a Nazgul.
My worry, Bob, is that I'm not even going to get them.
Value.
I went into
Here's
town
all my
earlier.
list cards, right?
I don't think you should open bundles anymore, Bob.
So there we go. A common. Sorry. Yeah, that's like, who gives a fuck? I put that in a shredder. I got a mythic, and I think it was 58 cents.
The Great Aurora. I mean, it's a cool card, but
hold on, I got 4 out of 8 packs. I got 4. I got a rare. That was like nothing, garbage. And I got, hey, look at that. I got a Kaldheim like, really? Those are my list hits. So when I say I hate set packs, I fucking hate set packs. Well, that's the kind of garbage you get.
For me,
the vast majority of set boxes.
I'm more worried that I'm not even going to get the product that I ordered. It was delivered to the post office, but the post office got fucking flooded. I was in town today.
Right.
FEMA, no joke.
I thought you meant you got them and you were itching to open one.
No, I mean that FEMA was parked in front of our post office, and there were steel barriers and probably 3,000 pounds worth of sandbags barricading the goddamn federal building. I couldn't even.
We might need a medic for this one, dude.
Dude, like, I'm anxious about it. And I mean, I already spent the money. That's whatever. I put that aside months ago. But
aren't you glad that you spent like a mismarked, undermarked bundle? Imagine if you had bought those bundles at actual retail price.
It's like I keep checking on TCG Player because my first thought is I'm going to sell these goddamn things.
I told you,
and I check on TCG and it's like $105. You can't sell wet boxes for $105. No, that's not.
It depends on what the rest of her looks like.
Yeah. So
oh wow.
It'll be a week
before
I even know.
So
are we going to Vegas? No, man, I'm going to Indianapolis.
No.
What are you, fucking jet setter over here? Come on, Ed.
Well, look, I'll be honest with you. The biggest draw for Vegas for me when I went initially was the Black Lotus Pass. And I've been paying attention to the Black Lotus Passes since Vegas. Have you all looked at what they've been getting?
They're more expensive than they were when
that's like a cactus condom right there. No, thank you.
And you're not getting N30. You're not getting any N30 packs. Fuck spending that much money.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be doing that type of treatment again.
Why would they put them in there with everybody hates M30 packs? M30's evil. Rawr. Why would the Black Lotus passes want them?
Yeah.
Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, what do you like?
What we'll do is we'll hook up, some Dominaria United boxes for. Oh yeah, everybody gets a DMU collector. Oh yeah, fucking garbage product. Just hand them away.
Yes, Twiddler, you are staying in the Trump Tower. I don't know where I'm staying at yet. I'm trying to work with other Ed.
Well, see, there you go. That's the way to do it. Actually, what I would recommend, because it was the most delightful part of the trip for me, is indeed, enjoying the company of the others that are there. That's what Vegas is for.
Fucking mini golf was so awesome.
It was hot as fuck, though.
It was
so
except for when and then I started having
my
credit card or my debit card got locked.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. You found it.
Yeah, we got it. But
who was it that lost their phone? Was that it was one of Ed's friends, right? No. What's his name? The one that was on Twiddler last night.
Kylan.
Yes, wasn't it him that lost his phone? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Straight up, dude. He'd set it down on one of those tables at the convention. Came back, it was fucking gone.
And we got to meet Stefan there. That was baller.
Yep. Good old Stefan.
So and
I'm looking forward to GenCon.
And we got to see Mrs. Dualbrain in person. What just a lovely human being.
She is so awesome.
Just very, very nice lady.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I hate to say it, but because I don't want this to come off sounding like insulting in any way, because I love Ed and I love his wife was just awesome. Very much a Mr. Rogers kind of wife. Like she was just very cool and welcoming and just everything is awesome. Should be like the song that she's singing everywhere. She was very, very chill, very cool about everything. I was very
Twiddler, we want to meet and hand with you as well too.
I don't want to hand with you. What do you mean?
Wait, what?
He wants the hand with us, He wants the hand.
Twiddler loves to come here and talk about porn. I don't know why.
Man, he's looking to do a quick stream. He wants the hand with us.
Hey, let's get a circle and go in and do a hand. Okay. I get it. I get it.
I get it. Yeah, I want to hang with you too, buddy guy.
Same.
I need more.
I want to tell you how much I hate you in person. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, you guys, hey, you can come and hand with us in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
we're gonna be there publicly. You can hand with us there.
When is that?
I'll hand with you.
In a few weeks, right? 3-4 weeks from now.
2 weeks.
What's that?
weeks.
A little over 2 weeks.
A little
Yeah.
over 2 weeks.
I'm excited about it. I'm very excited about it.
I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited for you guys. I can't
It's
wait
good
to
to be a
see
big time.
the coverage. That's what I'm excited for.
I hope that turns out well. I think these two guys still have, kind of hopeful dreams they're going to be able to live stream from
I don't know,
inside
I
of
was
there.
thinking around
It's
using my gimbal earlier, just like taking footage and stuff. So.
What is that?
No.
Why are you showing
gimbal.
your sex toys?
That's it's a gimbal.
This is a family
So-
show, sir.
You attach this to your phone and it like stays stable the whole time. So you keep really consistent and clear footage. There's no shaking.
I'll be honest. I have
Yeah.
not laughed harder than when I watched oh damn it, Alex from Ash and did you watch the stream when he was getting his?
That poor guy, dude. It was like, oh no.
What the fuck's happening? What's going on?
Like shit. I was literally like coughing. I was laughing so hard because I just oh my god, that was hilarious watching it.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
I was there a few years back and no internet was not happening in there like at all.
My guess
I
is
couldn't
that
even
we'll
look shit
do
up.
a lot of recorded footage and then just upload. Most likely when we actually get back home, not even during the convention itself. Would maybe
I
some.
want to try to
shorts,
upload
some
like
little footage.
maybe some shorter things like, hey, here we are, guys, about to start our thing. Post that up. I would like to get something. I want to get it out as fast as possible about Lorcana. Like, even if it's just a couple of minutes, like, even if it's like a legit filmed short and just post that up. Like, here we are. Here's a Lorcana. This is what you can get at GenCon. Just
Right.
people have
Here's
the
the first official organized gameplay of
Mm-hmm.
Ravensburger's newest product, Lorcana. And
I
then,
think that would be
we've
good
got
for the audience.
32 people in a pit playing
I
games.
am part of the audience, and I think that's a great idea.
Well, we got bashed for showing what was in the Black Lotus.
By who? Who bashed you? Did I bash you?
Oh, there was some dude talking about, oh, you shouldn't be flexing like that online. It's not a good look, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, if you want me to flex, I could show you my sealed collection and some of my other shit.
Yeah, you want me to flex?
Yeah, there
Here,
you go.
hold up.
Fucking
Hold
get
the
them.
Get fucked, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm just sharing, like hot news with the community is what the intention was. And to get bashed, I'm like, all right, whatever.
I want to. I want
Ass
to.
hat.
Is that comment still on that video?
Yeah.
I want to go look.
It's
So,
like-
Well, that's the thing is, you
I
always
think
got
I also
haters.
complained about the fact that it was like, that's the one I love the most.
yeah,
Oh,
you don't get
shit.
this one though, but
I'm not, you better not send me either one, dude.
Damn,
All right,
guy.
now
I
we're
am
bringing it up.
super upset about this and one.
Have you ever
one
been
other
on
one
mine? Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, Richie's got it.
That's the truth. That's the
Actually,
truth. But I was like, wow, what? And it was
Yeah.
like the most instant comment. Like, I think while we were live, we got the comment. And it was like, whatever.
So out of all the stuff that I got slabbed, I kind of regret these three. But I did not know these were coming.
That's a lesson right there, man.
Just over and
I
over.
didn't fucking know they were coming, but I should have known better because they are modern cards, like newer cards.
Well, and I mean,
but-
and actually, all right. So now
That
you're
sucks.
forcing my hand. I didn't even tell these guys behind the scenes. So this is not a setup, by the way.
Oh,
Um, So it's specifically doubling season. That's why he's showing. He's probably trying to be very nice and baby offering. I don't know. He's going to give me one or sell me one or whatever trade. Here's the problem. Just like he said, for the same reason that he says, and it actually extends into Craterhoof. I have Craterhoof. I want more because I put them in a lot of decks.
Yeah.
But I really like the googly one from the. I know
You
you
like
hate
the-
it, Pat.
the
But I
little
like
kid
the-
one.
But here's the thing, like, that shit's dropping in the next 6 months. The prices will probably near bottom out by Christmas time, right? That's
Right.
realistically when I'll be looking, when nobody's, you're spending your money on Christmas gifts and whatnot. That's probably when I'll target singles out of this set. And I hope that they're going to be low. And if they're not low enough, I just won't. Honestly, that's the quandary. Okay. I always say target singles and wait 3 to 6 months. That's like our standard shtick, right? If you guys have been listening, that's typically what we say. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm waiting for the next set after this, where it gets a reprint.
Yeah,
because it's gonna drop it even more.
Yeah.
Right. Like-
Looking at you, the great Henge, looking at you,
exactly.
whatever the
They've
fuck they're
proven
printing.
that time is nothing.
Mm.
That
So
there is
here's
no
the-
time limit on a reprint.
Here's like
None.
I'm really, really getting entrenched in the idea of only engage with the product that I need when I need it. Like, it's not just engaging with the product in a way that I want. or what products I want. Now it's a matter of when, because I know they're going to nonstop keep reprinting things, back-to-back sets. I mean, it's never been that egregious, I don't think. Like,
No,
oh, hey, we just printed it. We're going to print it again.
The
It's
only
like,
thing
oh
I've
my
seen
God.
that way, honestly, was Fabled Passage from Throne of Eldraine in M21, but that's it.
Okay. But that wasn't in back-to-back sets. It was just like 6 months apart, and it was in a core
Right.
set. I get it.
Right, but it wasn't like, yeah, I agree. It wasn't back-to-back, so.
And in all honesty, it wasn't like the biggest card in the set either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here's my bigger problem with all of that is that I don't know when I'm going to need the cards, right? Like with my play pace, I talk with you. As a matter of fact, do you mind if I talk about what we talked about behind the scenes, Prime, this week?
Yeah, that's fine.
So, Prime, actually, I'll let you kind of speak up on it, and you had asked me. Why don't you go ahead and talk to him?
Okay,
Tell him
so yeah,
like our
so
conversations.
for all those that don't know, we all talk regularly. So I asked Bob.
It's usually really mean stuff, though.
I only send Pat dick pics, so it's okay.
Thanks.
Please send more. So I asked, because I canceled the Commander decks from Amazon the other day on Wednesday or Thursday. It was Thursday. I think I did earlier.
Commander deck or Commander Masters.
Yes. So I pre-ordered the entire case at $400. However, the price was dropping. They went down to $353. I saw a couple of the cards coming in the set, and I was like, I just don't want to spend that much money right now. I don't want to. I got to save for Vegas. So I text my friend Bob, and I say, when I canceled my Commander decks yesterday, the price was $350. My LGS is offering them at $300. I want to know your thoughts. So I asked him what would be a good price for him to buy them. And he gave me probably one of the coolest answers I've ever seen. I would buy them at $160, maybe. Which, that's what he feels like they're going to be worth down the road. That's fine, right?
I mean, $40 each, that seems like a very fair price for a Commander Precon.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because most Commander Precons do come with new cards in them. Mm-hmm. And they're not usually all too terribly thrilling. I think that people are speculating on the price tag and name of this product line, and that's why there's such a exorbitant price on them. I mean, like you said, $400 on a pre-order, $100 for a fucking Precon. Like, out the gate, these things were like $85-ish,
right?
Which is really freaking nutty,
right? So here's the other point Bob brings up that was really good. How many times do you play in a month? Right? I mean, shit. I know I play more than Bob's 2 to 3 times a month, but I've got so many fucking decks that I've already built and everything. I've got 2 precons sitting behind me I've never touched. Prosper and some other one. I don't really want to play with them. Prosper's meh, and like I only want to put one card in there, and it's Dockside to help that deck. But you know, how many times do I play per month? And are they going to do the 40K route of reprinting them once they like the first wave sells out
in some other way,
in some other way, and then the price drops that way too, and then you're just out a couple $100.
So, you know, part of that was like, in my opinion, what cards, first off, we don't even know what's in them. So
we don't.
At this point, they could have complete ass. And it's, I feel for the most part, Commander Masters, this point for the price point is too high. Like the cards are not good enough to justify the price points.
Nope.
And so if that follows suit with the Commander decks as well, and we don't even know what's in them, I would not be pre-ordering them at a minimum until you see them. And then even if they reach the price point, like as a bundle, you look at most of these Commander decks, that's just almost a gotcha. There's one, you know, that is good. And then the others, you know, just looking at you, Lord of the Rings, the others are just kind of meh. And so when you order them in a bundle, you're evening out, like, oh, you got a good deal at the price point of one, not buying it.
Right.
But now you have two crappy decks that you're never gonna play with.
Right,
And you're also buying all the cards in there that you don't need. Your 50th copy of Soul Ring and Arcane Signet already. Like you got those.
Right.
So what cards in there do you really need out of these pre-cons that you don't already have, or that you can't get at a reasonable price? And all those singles we know, even inside the Commander precons, are going to drop. Looking at you, Fierce Guardianship and Deflecting SWAT and whatnot. Yeah. So it's all a matter of waiting to get the cards at the time you need them now, not just what you want or what you need, but do you need it now? And with Commander, I'm going to argue that most of you don't need it right now.
Right. Yeah,
I agree. 100%.
It's not like, oh shit, 2 weeks and I've got this Commander tournament I'm going to. That's not a thing that exists. So
I gotta have it by this weekend because the Commander tournament is going to roll with that.
Yeah, that's my
most Commander tournaments that exist locally. I'm going to bet that they're not going to deck check you. So proxy that shit up.
Yeah.
Now, Cosmic, when you say you just can't buy Commander Masters anything, do you mean you can't find any pre-orders for you to click the button on, or you can't bring yourself to pay that money for that little product?
Yeah.
For me, like you were saying, Bob, is why go ahead and get this reprint of Doubling Season when you can just wait 6 to 9 months, and the next reprint of it'll be notably even cheaper, half for Double Season. Sure,
it's the halving season.
Yeah.
And literally that's what it's the first time that struck me that way, because I've been waiting for I was waiting for the reprint of Craterhoof Behemoth so I could, get the price drop on the Secret Lair one because I like it. I just like the goofy art. I like goofy arts. But I was like, no, it's not that I can't afford it. I just don't feel like buying it now when I don't necessarily need it. I have a proxy that works just fine. I have already 2 regular copies. I'll just swap them around for you $30. It's just not worth the money to me when I know it's probably going to end up being a $5 rare within 3 to 5 years. If they don't change management, every card is going to be under $10 that can be reprinted. That's what their goal is.
And, to combat that, I worry that part of Wizards of the Coast CEO stewardship is going to go very Yu-Gi-Oh style and just continue pushing and pushing and pushing on the power level, and banking on that their creation of new cards is going to keep those values higher, and that they'll just keep making things for people to chase after. If that's what their plan is, that would be the only reason why they would churn out so many products so many quickly, is so that they can continue to inflate the balloon that they're stealing air from. And it's just a system that cannot last. Right. And I think we're starting to see it fall apart already.
Yep. Well, here's what's happening, right? So with all of these reprints, and what they don't recognize is they're actually pushing out the people with fat wallets.
Jesus Christ.
They're the part of their audience that they're actually pushing out. So who is enjoying all these reprints the most? The people with fat wallets or the people with skinny wallets?
Skinny wallets.
Yeah, probably people. Yeah.
So they're pushing away their collectors.
They're pushing away the people that have money. That's a bad idea to target the lower end of the financial spectrum with your product.
You're not going to make money.
It's bad. It doesn't ever work well.
No.
And it won't stay afloat. No, not only that, they're targeting because of the reprint policy to drive the prices down. But what's bizarre is that they're not lowering the price of the boxes just to push more boxes, right? So they're targeting the people with no money, but want them to buy $500 boxes.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense, because the people that can, like me, that buy $500 or $1,000 M30 boxes, look at these products going, not a friggin' chance. No way. Not appealing. Pass. Move on.
I mean, it's looking to be like $15 for a draft pack of Commander Masters. Get the fuck out of here.
I disagree, Time Capsule. I disagree that people with fat wallets are buying the product. The people I know with money have stopped buying Magic. Period.
Right.
Hard stop. I at least bought, I'm still a Timmy and bought 6 Dominaria Remastered boxes at 111.
The only sealed product I've bought and it came out this year is fucking Dom Remastered. and a little bit of Albo B1 for myself. That's it. I haven't touched anything else.
Yeah, I got Dominator Remastered.
I'm not really sure what you're saying
earlier
there,
this
Timmy.
year.
If you could kind of stitch those two thoughts together. I'm trying to follow what you're throwing down. I'm not that smart, so I need you to piece it together for me there.
There's not much as far as Magic the Gathering products that are enticing me for this year. I mean, I kind of figured Lord of the Rings was going to have more staying power than it actually did.
I said it. I've been saying it since the beginning. No, all you guys are saying it's going to. I'm like, no. I said it right from the start.
Yeah, because I was like,
I just mean
that
as
was
far
a
as
concern I had. I was like, I don't think it's good because it wasn't as powerful as Modern Horizons 1 or 2. Let's fucking be real, right?
No, yeah.
But it wasn't as cheap.
Wait a minute, it's not, Lance. What are you talking about? The only thing that's similarly priced are the collector boxes.
Yeah, the collector boxes. That's it. Everything else is like
they didn't have set boxes for 2022, so you couldn't compare that, and you can't compare the commander decks either. The only thing that's roughly similar are the collectors.
Was similar.
No, the draft boxes were $235 when they first came out.
They got up over $3.
Yeah,
but that's not due to the hype, and that's not what's happening here. That was due to a shortage.
Still,
these things were released at over $350.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw them below like 300 on Amazon or anywhere else.
Yeah, maybe $299, $325, something like that might have been the premier at the bottom of the market.
I mean, when you're saying 20-30% increase, that's not similar.
But as far as the collector boxes, yeah, that is a surprisingly similar price point.
Similar price.
Yeah.
Not to
certainly
me.
on
I got
point
mine
there.
hella fucking cheap.
What?
I got my Double Masters 2022 for under $200.
Oh wow. I didn't even get them that cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
it's
cheapest I got
I regret it because I got one of the worst cases I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
And just to answer that, Lance, I got my Double Masters 2022 at $235, and to be honest with you, comparing these sets side by side, and I look at the cards in them. Now, we're a year into them being released, but at release, Double Masters 2022 was a heads and tails above this set in my opinion.
I get more two set rares in my Commander Masters packs. That's fucking awesome.
What?
Oh, and you get more rares per pack in Commander Masters. Buddy, they're gonna fill it with cheap rares. It waters everything down.
I don't know. You could get up to 3 in the draft, but even
what happens when they're all 30 cents?
Yeah, well, and that's sort of the problem there.
That's what I'm saying.
They're not comparable products inside the box either. This is not nearly as good a set, in my opinion, and I mean, we could go through the list if you want to, just to remind people of what the hell was in Commander Masters or Double Masters 2022. It was by far a better set with more staples that were needed. The Phyrexian Altar, and then they're just reprinting. They're robbing from Double Masters 2022.
Yeah, exactly.
Already.
Yeah.
Force of Negation.
Smothering Tithe.
Smothering Tithe was for Double Masters 22 was a good reprint.
But you had Concordant Crossroads, even cards that people weren't even thinking about. They were like,
Concordant Crossroads is fucking awesome.
Animar.
Animar was a good card. Manic Drain needed one. What else?
Mana Vault. What's the Mana Dork one that was what's her name?
The old Birds of Paradise.
Bloom Tender.
Yeah, that was it. Right. Then you had, Sensei's Divining Top, the Dalkin Orrery.
The Orrery, Lily, Ren and fucking 6.
Kozilek. I mean, the good Eldrazi's.
Ulamog.
Yeah.
They were just
a lot of very good cards in Double Masters 22.
Wow,
Seal did. That's a shitty tutor, but goddamn, is it a good? It's an okay.
So, I mean, and then you had Force of Negation and Mana Drain, and how quickly we poo-poo on Mana Drain, but Mana Drain was like, oh my god, in Commander Legends, and then by the time it got reprinted in Double Masters 2022, it was like, well, again, really?
Yeah, there goes all the value.
But I mean, it's still amazing cards. Mana Vault, it's just the set goes on and on. If I had to choose between the two boxes and I didn't have to pay for either one, and I didn't have either one, it's only because I already have multiple boxes of Double Master 2022. But advice, if I could just get one for free for somebody who's never played before, by far, I would pick Double Masters 2022.
If I
Heads and tails over Commander
between
Masters.
Commander Masters and Double Masters 2022, definitely Double Masters 2022. But if I had the choice out of any Master set, it'd be OG or
Ultimate Masters.
Excuse me, Eternal Masters, Ultimate or Double, the first Double Masters.
Okay, fair enough. I would say that's a much closer comparison between the OG Double Masters and Double Masters 2022, and I would give the slight edge to the OG Double Masters, and only because of the swords.
Yep. And there's something else in there that hasn't gotten hit right now. Blightsteel. Blightsteel's still a good
Yes,
one.
it did. You kidding? I got like 6 copies of Blightsteel for like $29 a piece.
It's super fast.
That was
I just want to crack those Infinity
you
boxes.
should know it too. Megatron.
Oh, duh. Sorry.
That's not a hit. I bought 6 copies.
Have we seen Stoneforge Mystic?
That got reprinted in something.
Double Masters.
Yeah.
Probably Secret Lair.
You think
it was something recent. It was a recent printing of it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna check.
I don't remember what it is, but is it so bad in standard? But it's how it's
standard set.
I don't
What
understand. That doesn't make sense. It's a modern set, Cosmic. It's not a standard.
Well, that's why
set.
he doesn't see many of the cards in standard. Makes sense.
Okay, if you mean sealed,
it's in the Rebecca Gay Stoneforge part.
The Stoneforge. I knew it just recently got like a printing of it. I was like, I think I like the art on it, if I remember right.
It's
like,
Rebecca Gay. I fucking love Rebecca Gay's art.
Oh, it's in the Gay.
No,
Secret
Lord
Lair.
of the Rings is definitely not standard legal. Not at all. No,
not at all. That's a
Sorry.
modern set. What on earth are you talking about?
Can you imagine seeing the One Ring in standard? Yeah, no.
Apparently, it's doing some real heavy work in older
Modern.
formats. Yeah,
It is doing work in modern.
Oh, it's doing huge work in modern. So is like.
So is that Delighted Halfling is showing up in a bunch of decks?
it's a good card.
There's
At any rate,
I got to play the Jumpstart version. The Ring Tempts You is fucked. It's busted. It's just busted. It's
very
so
strong.
You guys were wasn't it Matt that was poo-pooing on it? And I'm like, I think it's actually a good mechanic.
I think it was
strong.
Matt, yeah.
I was. It's one of the things I said was positive. It's one of my positive.
I don't think that it's. How to phrase it? It is strong. I do not think that equates to good as far as the mechanic goes, because there's no downside.
These cards.
And like very thematically, the ring tempting you isn't a good thing. Like as far as all Lord of the Rings stuff goes, like you don't want to be tempted by the ring. Like Frodo is like disheveled and broken by the end. I mean, that's what made Gollum, was being tempted by the ring.
Fair enough, Cosmic Seeds.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was one of my reviews that I said I thought was positive, because so many people were bagging on the Ring Tempts You, and right from the outset I was like, actually, I can see I think it's pretty strong. I think it's all right. It's no mutate.
Wrong. I just don't
it's
like.
Not, yeah, it's not fucking mutate, but like I played the Jumpstart event with just.
Well, I'd rather like have something as ridiculous as mutate. Like Ivy, Gleeful Spell Thief, and Mutate. Like, what the fuck is happening here? But like the Ring Tempting You is just like, okay, cool. Here's a buff for one of your creatures.
I think you need to try it in game. You will, because it's
strong.
It stacks.
It's very strong.
It stacks fast.
Yeah,
it gets out of hand fast, and you literally can't interact with it.
And there's nothing you can do about it too.
You can't do shit about it.
You can't interact with it, and that was the one thing I thought was dumb. Right, that it wasn't. It didn't even give you like a legendary. What's that called? It gives you what is this thing?
Not an emblem.
Yeah, whatever this is. It's like an emblem, but you can't interact with it. Right?
You can't do shit with it. No, the only thing you could do is kill the creature that's tempted. But at a
certain point, but then the next one that hits the board is tempted again.
Yeah, and then if you got a deck that is synergized around all that, literally one turn, you're all the temps. If you do it right, it's pretty stupid, because you could do, the ring tempts you when I play a land. The ring tempts me when I draw a card. The ring fucking when I scry. All this shit. It's dumb, dude. Like it happened to me a couple times, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And I got my ass kicked. I'm like, I can't do shit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that it's like, well, you're right. It gets out of hand too quickly. But when people are saying, "Oh, this is a weak mechanic. This is terrible. It's too complicated," I don't think it's that complicated, but it is kind of a little too strong. I've always hated emblems. That things that you can't interact with in the game. That's just like that's sort of against the nature of Magic. Like it's almost a complaint I have with Lorcana that, well, you're gonna do a thing and there ain't shit all I can do about it.
Yeah, it's I have my turn, you can't do anything. You have your turn, I can't do anything.
I feel that style of Magic not very fun. I don't like
toxic.
playing control Magic. I don't like playing against control Magic. It's like cool.
Which,
I don't like
that's what the
sitting
One
here
Ring actually is.
watching you fucking play. Like,
the design of the One Ring is basically that. I'm immune to everything.
Yeah,
like,
it's
okay.
dumb, dude. It's like, okay, as soon as all that stuff starts triggering off, you're gonna die because you can't do shit about it because your opponent is just too strong now. Everything they have
it got
is
mishandled. They gotta talk to Twiddler about it,
don't tell Twiddler about that. I'll get all jealous. At any rate, I thought it was just I don't think it's a bad set as far as sets go with Lord of the Rings. I don't think it's that strong of a set. And I'm still not in love with the One Ring as much because when it does work, it's degenerate.
Yeah.
And B, it's just not a play style that I would really care for because, like you said, it's that. Guess what? Counterspells are super degenerate, and it's a play thing that's allowed too. And I just don't build those kind of decks because that and twist decks that are hand destruction, land destruction. I consider them all ungentlemanly ways of playing.
I don't play
gentlemanly way of playing.
My pod doesn't do land destruction. I will flip a fucking table, dude.
Okay, and
I'll do some degenerate shit, but you don't blow up my lands, and I won't blow up your.
They all fall into that same category. And look at like the super hype cards. They just don't seem to give a shit like this year about that whole unfun way to play because I mean that's exactly the way that they designed Elish Norn.
Yeah,
like when she works, like I can do things and none of the rest of you do. Ha ha! Isn't that fun?
And children, it's like cool. You're getting punished for drawing cards, which the game's about drawing cards.
It's like that asshole in school that makes up a game, but it's like, oh, I get to change rules, so I win all the time. Thanks for playing. Like, yeah, fuck off. You're an asshole. And that's the kind of cards that they like developing now that are powerful. And it's like, well, Jin-Gitaxias, kind of things. It's like, there's what version of Jin-Gitaxias is fun to play against if he stays on the table?
None.
It's like that's
again,
a way to play.
It just depends on how easy they are to die to removal too. But again,
okay, but they have to die to removal. If you don't draw your die to removal, then you're stuck dealing with the damn thing, and then they got counterspells in hand by the time you get to it. And
and obviously, if they're running Jin-Gitaxias, they're fucking running counterspells up the ass.
Yeah. Generally, Jin-Gitaxias, if they get him on the board or whatever, you have to remove it that turn, right? That's pretty much the way it goes. It's like when it's like, we have one round to get rid of that thing before it gets locked on the board forever. That's the way it generally goes.
Fucking playing sinkholes like nobody's business.
Ugh.
I don't even have Jin-Gitaxias in my Urza deck, and that is fucking mean.
Urza, the new $5 card.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's gotta feel really bad getting that graded. I'm sorry,
dude.
I saw that in your slab, and I was like, "Fuck, that card is less than the plastic and fees he paid." Like, I don't.
Not that version, but just the fact because it is.
Yeah, but not fucking far off either, though. Like that's the thing is you had to clarify, not that version, Pat.
Okay, but here's the thing: it doesn't matter if that's version because we're not at the point where it's bottomed out yet.
I know.
And what is your comfort level that they're not going to reprint it in the next 5 years?
My faith is fucking shattered.
Okay.
Shattered.
Okay. Now you have finally gotten that is the look that I see on your face right now and that feeling exactly what happened when I heard the fireside chat. And that's why I got on and started railing right away at that moment. I'm like, oh Jesus. They don't know what they're doing.
It started to break when I saw Cavern in Lord of the Rings. It shattered when I saw the Great Henge in
Ancient Tomb didn't hurt you?
Ancient Tomb does hurt me, actually, but not as bad.
It kind of needed a reprint, if you want to put it that way, but it was just in Zendikar Rising.
Right, which there's one of them right up here somewhere.
But here's the thing. How are you going to feel, everybody, when they come out this January with the enemy fetch lands again in the next set to push the next remastered. It's like they're already $10 a piece.
If they put Mana Crypt or Mana Vault and the allied fetches in Commander Masters, I'd stop bitching. I still wouldn't buy it, but I'd stop bitching.
Why? I don't know.
I would state it even worse. Like, now what are you going to do?
Well, what?
Okay,
now what are you going to do? Because you literally.
I'll be honest. I want Wizards not to make anything from January 1st to December 31st. Like, I would love for all of 2024. They don't make a single fucking product. They say we all got sick. It was like Germany in 1937. Right. We all went on vacation for a year. Okay.
All right. So here's an exercise for tonight, guys. For right now.
Oh, exercise. I
want Prime. I want the audience to participate in this because I've asked this question a couple times, and now it's getting even more apparent for this question. So, with their pace of reprints, when do we expect the next reprint set? And I'm not talking about even Secret Layers. First of all, does anybody raise your hand if you think they're going to stop printing Secret Layers between now and I don't even care when?
No. They're not going to. Those are
between now and the end of the year.
Silence fell over the crowd.
Well, we just got the summer drop, so then we'll have the fall drop and the winter drop. So
at
least two more drops.
So we're gonna get at least those, and maybe some in between. Right?
God
so
damn, they're dropping
because those are all new cards or reprints.
Mm-hmm.
What are they? New cards or reprints?
Reprints.
Okay, so we know we're getting more reprints before the end of the year. That's already going to be a thing. The next reprint set, and I'm not talking about tagging it onto the ass end of one like Brothers War and March of Machine, which I think we should fully expect in either Throne of Eldraine or Wilds of Eldraine and Ixalan one. I think that we should expect one of those two will have a tack on reprint. No, that's not the same. It's the same damn set, Lance. I'm talking about another set that's not enough.
In the back of my mind, I had that running around too, Lance. I'm like, well, isn't the collector thing a reprint?
I think we'll see one in January again. I think we'll
but
see.
In all honesty, to be fair, Lord of the Rings isn't a heavy reprint set. It has some.
No. I think it means that they're reprinting Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
cool.
The whole set is getting
that thing is such a joke. I don't even know where to go with that.
Well, and
all right, but hold on, seriously, because we haven't even gotten to the exercise yet. So we know there's going to be a remastered
exercise. I'm out of here.
Masters. Some form of reprint, and I'm not even talking about the ones that get tacked on as an afterthought. Strixhaven, Brothers War, March of the Machines. In the next reprint set, whatever it is, a remastered, another Masters, Commander Masters 2, doesn't matter. What cards are they going to put in that, guys? Go, because you know it's going to be a $300 to $500 price point. What cards do they literally put in that set?
It depends on what they put in this one first. Actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't fucking matter. Monkey. Mana Crypt, fetches. What else is big? More Dudling Seasons, more Caverns of Souls. Everything costs
promos only.
Okay. See, everybody keeps going back. I just want to point this out. Everybody keeps pointing back to Mana Crypt, right?
Because it's the only one they haven't fucking printed into the ground, Bob. That's why.
Okay, but
it's like it's the king fucking dick of modern cards.
My point is that has to make it into a reprint set soon.
Somewhere.
Right. So, like, that's the thing is, whenever people ask, what cards is it that you think would drive a reprint set? And we saw Dragon and Jeweled Lotus, and Lance has got great equity posted right there in the comment section of both Mana Crypt and Edgar Markov. And Bob, you make a phenomenal point. Specifically for me, when I look at Edgar Markov, when I see those words, I think of the sealed precons that some people had, right? And they hold them in such high regard. This is a $300, $400, $500 precon deck.
Not after the reprint.
Why? Yeah, exactly. Why is that worth so much? Well, you know, the precon that had Dockside, and it's going to be $30 fucking once Dockside's $30 fucking. Like the Fierce Guardianship precon deck, the Arcane Maelstrom that had like deflecting SWAT and stuff. Yeah. No, those are going to be absolutely worthless once the cards inside have been reprinted over and over and over. So I think that
themselves like $60. That's it.
Like they're
all right. So here's the next question, because I haven't even gotten to the real question. So the next set, they target the only things remaining that any of us can think of, right? Which is Mana Crypt, Edgar Markov, and you're getting really taxing your brain to figure out what still has value out there.
Allied
Hold on. Allied Fetches. Let's put all those in there because that's the only thing that can really sell them, right?
Yeah.
Are those cards?
Yeah.
What happens in the next set 6 months after that?
I don't know because they don't have anything left.
Do you see what I'm
You
saying? They were
said-
running out of gas.
Well,
I
they
said this
drained
like
the-
2
they
years
drained the
ago.
fucking
They're
idea,
running out of
yeah.
gas.
Well,
fast.
they need to
ideas.
reprint that Mondrak that just came out recently, right? They're going to need to reprint
It's only
that
like
Delighted
$25 to
Halfling.
begin with.
Yeah, well, no, it's just
Too
that.
damn high, Bob.
Yeah, well,
How do you
got
sell
too many
$300
zeros.
sets when you only stuff it with $20 cards?
yeah,
You back it up with serialization. That's how.
right. This is. I feel like a
but you understand where I'm going
climatologist
with
yelling
this.
with a
I did
weatherman
have
about
all-
when all the ice caps are going to melt. Because, like, we all see that
Global
the
warm's
end is
not real.
nigh. We're just kind of like guessing when the water gets too high.
Here's the thing. I think we're basically already up to our knees, if not our waist. And
Bro, I feel like I'm up to my neck.
Oh,
I'm
Cosmic,
just
I
telling you.
disagree. We have more than enough
I thought
oppression.
Oppression just did get reprinted.
No, Bob. There's
No,
more
they
than
won't
enough
reprint
oppression from
Oppression
Wizards
because
of
it's
the Coast
offensive.
lately.
What's the other one? Cover of Darkness. We haven't seen a reprint. Cover of Darkness is a good one. Anointed
Black
Procession is
Market.
another good one. Black Market. Is that's not reserve
Is that
list,
reserve
it?
list maybe?
I think so.
All right. It doesn't really even matter.
Because they're gonna have to start targeting the reserve list somehow.
Hold on. Wow. Stop it, Prime, because that's where I was. Okay.
That's
so
my greatest fucking
Stop
fear,
it.
though.
Damn it. Spoiler
Fear?
alert. Prime just already connected the dots enough that I've been talking about for a couple of years. Go back and check my video from 2 years ago. That basically they're running out of reprint equity. They are draining the game. And anybody who thinks that they cannot kill this game,
Black Market is not on the reserve list. However, it's a $2 card these days.
oh wow.
Ouch.
So not a huge surprise. And, I have the OG ones. I think I have like 3 or 4 copies of it.
I'm just like thinking what regular Magic card will hold value.
None.
Hold value now.
It can't.
And why would I
Because
expect
there's
that
nothing left outside the
It
reserve
can't,
list.
even if it had value, even if it comes out and it's, the next Shieldred, which will have to be in that set, by the way. Everybody knows they're just going to reprint it. So it can't even get so high before people go, I'm out because I'm just going to wait for the reprint.
Mhm.
That thing is, they're going to reprint it. So
And
they're killing even their future equity of new cards that haven't even been printed yet. Because people just don't have the faith to let the prices rise high enough to generate buzz and interest and fervor. And that's what's killing the game. And they're going to kill it. Don't kid yourself.
Mox Opal's a good one.
Sure, Necropotence, the Mox Opal, sure. But you can only print those until they get down to like $10, $15 before people stop mentioning them as hype cards.
Yeah.
Look at each library, Birds of Paradise. Nobody cares if Birds of Paradise gets a reprint.
Yawgmoth.
Sure.
Yeah, fuck
no,
that
that's
phone,
exactly
Devin.
it. Drop the mic. Chrome Mox, sure.
Shit,
The problem
Mox,
is
sure, but again, it just got done in the Advent calendar, so it's not that.
And that's my point. Is that if you don't think they can kill the game, this is how you kill the game. And people say,
how you kill
I
it.
worry that part of Wizards of the Coast strategy at this point is different versions of cards being what they think entices buyers. You know, when Prime was showing off his retro version of Urza, that one probably will hold a bit better price than the regular version, but the card itself is the same thing mechanically in every version. So it's like,
here's the problem with
nothing that's off limits. And I think that people hearkening back to the idea of the reserve list, how those cards hold value, thinking that they are untouchable, because years and years ago there was some offhanded remark saying we'll never reprint these. Well, it's 20 fucking years later and they're gonna. So realize that they have already taken from Peter and Paul. So Mary, hope you got your shit ready because they're coming for you next. It's called the reserve list. Like
if they continue down this same path.
Well, so like that's my thing.
But I said that like 2 years ago, and I got lit on fire by the mob saying, "Oh, you're just angry, Bob." I'm not angry. I'm just telling you what I can see.
I'm reasonably unhappy about it. I'm mildly upset. I am perturbed. I think that 2024 is going to be one of the worst fucking years for Magic, and that by the end of it, we will all be really itching to see if that's when they decide to pull the trigger. Because I think that there is going to be a lot of drying up of the well over the next couple of months.
Sure.
There's not much more that people care for. I mean, okay, Lord of the Rings was a big flash in the pan. And if they think that's replicable with Doctor Who, they're fucking idiots, because that's a dumb show. Your fan base sucks. Sorry, just letting you guys know. But if the idea that, hey, we're going to go back to Ixalan because people liked Ixalan. Yeah, they did. But now that you're fucking it up, they're not going to like it. Hey, we're going to go back to Eldraine.
How many more reprints of Demonic Tutor do you think it can handle before?
Oh,
I
dude,
think this
so
is
I
going
thought that got
to be
spoiled.
super bad.
I was like, oh, Demonic Tutor, wasn't that in Dominaria remastered? Oh, no, that was one of the few tutors that wasn't. All of the other tutors
but it was in Strixhaven.
It was
in Strixhaven. It was in Mystery Booster.
It's just,
it was. I think it was also on the list. I'm fairly certain it was on the list.
Yes.
I think it's the same version that was in the mystery box is also on the list.
Either,
or what?
It's that. Wait, no, because that's the uncommon version that's in the mystery box. So yes, because,
yo,
but
100%. Yeah.
I want to say it was the Ultimate Masters artwork, if I remember right, but I don't think so.
Either way, my question still stands. Like, that's a staple card that people googly over because it's one of the best tutors in the game, period. But how many more reprints can it stand? How many copies do you need? I have a couple already.
Luckily, Bob.
Luckily,
so instead of getting
okay, so people here that aren't like huge collectors already have Demonic Tutor.
I don't need reprints. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start an arena collection, and I need to buy all of the rare mythic tokens. So I don't need the
arena
reprint.
collection.
I just need to buy back in, for $459.99. I can get all of my cards again
digitally.
But they're going to be those cool ones digitally, where they can fuck around with the art. Yeah.
You can't trade them in. You can't cash them in. You can't trade with other players. Yeah. And if they ever decide to shut off the server, oh well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
I think we need to go back to there's a master set every couple
they
years.
just reprinted Personal Tutor Cosmic, and it doesn't even matter. I don't even shake my head anymore. I just go, yep, there it is. And in all honesty, when it happens, I'm going to tell you, when it happens when the reserve list, you're not going to have Bob on here going, told you so. This is going to be like, nope, yep, that happened. Here's what I'm upset about. I'm not even upset about losing money in my collection because I've seen it coming for a long time. And guess what I have not done with my collection?
Gotten rid of it.
Right. I haven't sold a single card. Not trading them in. I'm not putting them on the buy list. I'm keeping them because I've got enough money that I don't need to. Right. And I'm just not trading them in. What bothers me most is they're driving people away from the game.
Yep.
That's true.
I've only been back in the game for 4 years.
This is one of those events where people, like we talked about, I had a video early on before Pat joined on our team. It's called the revolving door, why people join and leave and come back, Magic. And these types of events are the most unhealthy and do the most damage to the game. That it's not like some personal thing that happened in your life where you had a baby or you moved or your friend circle broke apart so you don't have people to play with, or your LGS closed down, or any of these other number of reasons. This is a core at its base. Yeah. They're destroying things that people have been saving for 30 years.
Yep.
Right? They're taking people that have held on to their cards like Moxman for the last 30 years and going, hey, thanks for your discipline so we can cash in on that. Thanks for your hard work and your money, even though you're not paying it.
Yeah.
We're draining it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And that is a feel bad for your longest term players, your most devout audience.
Brian's right. They know nothing of the game. The fucking Cynthia Williams and Brian Cox literally were on Wikipedia trying to describe the product that they sell. Like, hey,
I don't think Brian Cox cared. Brian Cox didn't even answer the question. He was just talking about being recognized at cocktail parties.
He's just like, I want to be famous. This broad over here is trying to figure out what we hawk our wares as.
Right.
So fuck out of here, bitch.
Leave me alone. Sit in my martini.
And it's not that I just want to be on this mob bandwagon bashing him. And I think you guys saw the legitimate reaction I had to that fireside chat. I think that people are blaming M30, and the problem with it is that seminal moment happened right around the same time. was their admission about all these things, that their direction of where they're taking WotC. Honestly, M30, how much does that affect cards that you have? What did M30 do to the game?
No, fuck all, nothing. I mean, honestly,
Seriously.
and you know,
I'm still trying to piece it together.
A lot of
Why are you
people
so
talk
mad at
shit
M30?
about it, but I can't imagine what M30 did in any actual negative aspect. There were what, like 12,000 boxes sold? Get the fuck out of here! Like, what?
No. There were 2,000 boxes sold and 10,000 given away for free.
Even if there were, let's round it up, 15,000. Right? Let's go banger nuts. That there were 15,000 of this product line made with 4 packs in them each. Get the fuck out of here if you think that that is impactful in any way, when there were over 3 million Lord of the Rings collector packs with a one-of-one super ridiculous, already curled in their promo video cards. Like, get the fuck out of here if you're going to go back and keep comparing to M30. Like, I'm just waking up from a nap and started drinking coffee. So you're getting
does one card
tonight.
even affect the game?
Like, right, and they're old
how does
fucking
one
cards.
card affect the entire game?
Most of the reserve list is shit. Like, a large majority of cards on the reserve list are garbage. They're just.
I'm going to say something hot. I'm about to trigger a whole lot of people.
Oh, hey, I'm doing it. Have at it, Bob.
Honestly, most of the beta sucks balls.
Yo, it's
Power 9.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you.
Power 9
beta
sucks.
bitches.
Do you know why? Do you know why the Power 9 sucks? What formats do you guys play?
They're not legal in anything I play, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say Commander.
Okay, answer that question for yourself. So a card that you can't even play, even in proxy, even a fake version of it, you can't play it because it's banned everywhere except for such a narrow Rudy and his buddies format, right?
That's one of the funny things. It's like
the most worthless cards in the game.
With the amount that we proxy, I bet that some of the people in my pod could get like uncards and play them, and we would never know that they're not real.
You know what the best cards in beta are, period, and they are baller.
Dual lands.
Lands, yeah.
Oh, dual lands.
Dual lands. Okay. Dual lands. That's it. Let's be real. Yeah. Birds of Paradise, it's so rare to even see it in the game anymore. Demonic Tutor is pretty good. Soul Rings in every deck. Cool.
I'll debate
by and large,
those. You see Birds
sucks.
Bob is around all the time because it's so fucking cheap now. They reprinted the shit out of it in Dominaria Remastered. So it's like a $2 card.
Dwarven pony.
And I mean, Demonic Tutor, that thing's right up in the same ilk, is that all of the tutors with Dominaria Remastered, thanks reprints for making stuff cheap. Everybody got their goddamn wish. And now it's like, hey, cool, I just pulled Worldly Tutor. It's less than $10. Wow, this is a great feeling.
Yeah.
Not.
You should be more excited about pulling a Nazgul than a Worldly Tutor, because Nazgul is more powerful than a Worldly Tutor. Wait, what?
Question mark?
So I mean, you're making my point for me, and I've said it over and over, and I'll just keep saying it, and people will eventually catch up to where I've been for months and months, and that is that they don't know what they're doing, so they reprint. Like, reprints are necessary. Don't get me wrong. I think it's terrible, and I think they should have gotten rid of the reserve list. I think it's a terrible way to just gatekeep on people, so that people can actually start understanding the game and the collectible. Like, hey, when they get rid of the reserve list, wait, suddenly OG printings are the thing. And if you want a very specific example right here, folks, if you're going to get Dromar's Caverns, right, do you want this list copy of it? Or do you want to just spend 75 cents and go get the OG one because there's a little more clout to have an OG? I like the OGs, right? And people need to come to that natural resting place, a natural rather than synthetically made hype, that we can't even come to that yet with the reserve list, that the original printings should have the most value or the rarest printings of something that's hype, like the masterpieces, right? We can't come to a natural place with an unnatural reserve list. You can't. But that doesn't mean that I just say reprint it like that's all they've done in the last 3 years. The biggest thing that they've done about putting power in people's decks is not making great new powerful cards and new exciting formats and ways to play. They're dipping into an equity of cards that they didn't make. Understand, the current regime didn't make these cards. They didn't have the careful stewardship. They're borrowing from anything that has secondary financial market to show sales success, and that's it. They don't care about the formats. They don't care about the actual cards. They don't care about balance.
Yeah,
they're doing all kinds of weird shit, and it's just really
new owners in a house that had a garden growing in it already, and now they've started fucking around with all of the life that's been growing in the garden.
Wait, they're putting not Gatorade. What was that from Idiocracy?
Brondo.
Yeah, they had a big garden. And so
it's what plants crave. It's what plants crave. It's
like water. What is Rule 36?
Electrolyte.
It's super close to Rule 34, and I
gotta say, Idiocracy is easily one of like my top 10 movies of all time. Like, it's just so they made a joke out of Crocs before Crocs were even a fucking thing. Like Mike Judge talked about how he wanted one of the dumbest looking shoes anybody could ever wear, so he gave everybody Crocs.
Oh, and then we were just talking about
it became incredibly popular. It's fucking hell. Donald Trump was the president at one point. The world is ridiculous. Everything's going to hell. Love your family. Drink more water. I'm out now.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to trigger a whole lot of people, but
what up, Ed?
Yeah, can I just trigger more people, and I'm going to get into politics?
Just your show.
Highlight your example.
This is your show.
Yeah,
it's not my show. It's our show. It's everybody's show that's here, and I'm about to trigger a whole lot of people. So, in my opinion, the person, because I keep asking questions, and I need to just make a point. My point is, the president probably has the tightest schedule of any single human being on the planet. It probably has the most demand on his time of any single human being. I'm just going to say it like he really does. He's a moron, but his time isn't even his. He has professional schedulers scheduling his time. Everybody wants to talk to him. Like, there's so many deserving causes and actual things out there in the world. Like, who knows, some river being polluted, kids being bored with a third eye, all kinds of causes that are legit and actual. But he made an hour of his time for Dylan Mulvaney. That's what got an hour of his time, was Dylan Mulvaney.
Who's Dylan Mulvaney?
Oh, wow. You're not up on that? The
No.
one that made Bud Light campaign just suddenly make everybody hate Bud Light. That's the person that he chose to spend an hour of his time with as president of the United States. Not people supporting things to send more arms and personal help to Ukraine, not global hunger, not global warming, not plastic.
Shows you where the priorities are, man.
Interstate commerce, not the abortion problems, not gun control problems, not the border problems, not financial problems, not state of California
away from re-election.
You know what I'm saying?
He's got to die in
Dylan
office.
Mulvaney.
He needs to get
That's
re-elected
where he spent an hour of his time.
Fuck, man.
This is the world we live in. Like you were saying, Donald Trump was president. Dylan Mulvaney gets an hour of the president's time, but global plastic choking wildlife doesn't.
It's funny. I saw Warren Buffett. This was an old interview. Warren Buffett was asked, is there a way that you could solve the debt in America? He's like, oh, yeah, I could do it in less than a year. In the interviewer, like, shocked, says, what? He goes, oh, yeah, I could absolutely clear out all the debt in America in less than a year. Guaranteed way to do it. Anybody that is in a political office, if there's a debt at the end of the year, they can't get reelected. It'll be solved by the end of the fucking year.
Also, get rid of Hollywood.
Well, no, it's just like
they spend more money than they make, so there's a huge chunk of it. Too.
So I don't want to get into that whole argument. Dual brain and solar god, him, her, it, zex, zit, zat, zam, they. Like I don't want to trigger anybody.
We're not
but
doing
my point was, my point with that was, with all of the real issues in the world, the fact that Chris Cox is at the helm of Hasbro, Dylan Mulvaney gets an hour, right?
Right.
Like,
that's kind of fucked up.
Kind of, with people, people being oppressed and shot and whatnot. Those things don't get the hour, but Dylan Mulvaney does.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that actually really pisses me off. It's like let people fucking buy what they want to buy. Okay, it made everybody mad. Literally, okay. I sell Bud Light. I can tell you, it took a massive hit. Legit.
Oh, speaking of massive hits, hey, I'm gonna go full screen on you for a minute while I mute.
Go ahead. But I don't want to. I like cake. Thick, juicy cake.
So I mean, yes, everything.
I don't want to talk about that because then
I'm probably gonna get canceled, so I don't want to talk about that.
But let's loop this back though, right? Let's bring this back into focus on what we're talking about here tonight. We're not here to talk about politics, but just how insane the world has become.
Oh yeah,
and the world of Magic has become equally insane.
yes,
You know,
I
with
agree.
what they're doing with the product, the decisions that they're
can't.
making. It's just insane what they're doing to the game that you can't sustain. Like everybody knows this. Like if you're deluding yourself that you can buy boxes. That's what I was watching. And Ed, I was commenting at what you lost 25% on a good box. I was just watching that today on your collectors, and you had a really good box, actually. One of the best that I've seen open that doesn't have a serialized card or a non-serialized Soul Ring, right? You got one of the best boxes I've seen. And if you don't think so, go watch the professor opening a box. It's brutal. And you know what we're getting to, and we pointed this out. What last week was it? Last week or the week before? That the average now for most boxes, whether it's draft, collector, doesn't matter.
It's like 40 to 60% return if you're fucking lucky. If you're lucky, it's 60% return. Jesus.
Right? Yeah, so you got 75%. That's one of the better boxes I've seen in a while.
Yeah. I mean, come on, guys. This isn't flesh and blood. You shouldn't expect to make money off of opening a box.
Well, and anyways, I don't want to get into all that. But and people say, well, how is WotC in any way responsible for that? Reprints is how they're responsible for it. The simple word is reprints is what is making all of these boxes worth less.
Brutality.
Right? And even with Lord of the Rings, I'm just going to say it with Lord of the Rings. The reason that cards aren't holding their value, even if they're really, really good cards,
it's because they printed the fuck out.
Everybody knows that I'm not going to spend $100 on a card anymore because it's just going to turn around and be 50 next year and 25 the year after that.
What? And on that note, I'm going to spend $100 on a card, A as in singular. Oh, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to get 3 decks off of MakePlayingCards.com. Not a sponsor. Want a sponsor.
Here's that proxy talk again.
I would rather just like enjoy playing the game more instead of chasing around value. If I'm looking at my cards nowadays, the value is either one, hey, this is something Savannah Lion sent to me. That is a collector's piece. That value never goes away. As far as this is something that Bob sent me. Hey, this is a signed Evolving Wilds from Pause. The value never goes lower.
You might want to sell that Cavern of Souls I sent you because it's going to keep losing that.
Well, no, I'm waiting until it's below $40, and I'm just gonna send it back to Ohio. Like that's been my plan for like 6 fucking months.
Well, when it gets below 30, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, right. Like we're just gonna keep doing this. We're supporting the post office. Like if I have cards, they are play pieces, and that's all they are to me. Outside of like, if I keep a postcard or a birthday card that someone sent me, that's how I look at a lot of Magic cards now. Is the nostalgia of some of my slivers, of my like revised basics, just because they look cool. That's why I collect those cards. Outside of that, nothing in Magic has like value as far as price tied in with it intrinsically anymore in my eyes. And it's getting worse and worse. And
was it last week? Was it last week that Matt brought up the bet that I made him about AFR boxes?
Oh Jesus Christ! That was the saddest thing in the world.
I was like, I don't even care.
It was something. Hey Bob, do you remember that bet we made a year ago? Bob, similar to me. The fuck are you talking about, Matt? Matt like holds up his phone to the camera and he shows 1 year ago. Bob and him had made a bet that Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, the collector box, would be over 300. It was like $109 when we were looking at it all together. It was like,
and just to be clear, I said there's no way it's going to be $300. I was like, I would bet you. I said I'll bet you a standard box. It's not, and I'm not going to make it buy me a standard box.
Bro, honestly, at this point, Bob, I would doubt that the Commander Legends collector box, OG, pretty cool pink and black one, I doubt that is $500 still. It's probably not even $420.
You want to know something sad? Because you know what the current what is the current standard box?
Well, price
do you mean the set or the price?
No, the current standard set box that's in print right now, the most recent standard set box.
The fuck was the most recent standard?
Marching machine.
No, were
Nope.
Phyrexia?
Nope. You're both skipping over it.
Nah, I couldn't tell you.
What's that? What'd you say?
Aftermath.
Yeah. So that's the standard box he would be buying me. And I was like, nah. I'm good.
Afterthought.
That was the bet. That's what I get. It's Aftermath. Like, no. Hey, there's Benson.
Jesus Christ. The Benson. Fucking hell. God, I love this guy.
Good.
I wish I could like become a member of his channel. I'd pay 99 cents a month to get jokes like that. Jesus Christ, guy.
But Benson, you should have put that in a super chat. I'm not shilling. Don't do it. That's a
Don't
joke.
do that.
No.
Jesus, do not do that, people. We're not fucking doing that. Oh my God. So I was watching Josh, hometown TCG the other day. Yesterday morning. Since I've been working from home, I joined his live stream on Friday. Shh, don't tell my boss. And somebody had ended up giving him $100 worth of super chats throughout the 1 hour live stream, all from one dude. It was fucking ridiculous.
I've seen people send Jake and Joel like $250 freaking super chats. It's like,
I don't know where these people get that kind of money, but I've seen some crazy shit on some of the bigger.
Like I know people like that.
We're giving away the cow with the milk here, folks. You don't have to super chat us. We did finally make partnership, but just listen for free. We just appreciate you being here. That's fine. It's really truly fine. I'm not shilling. I'm anti-shilling. Please don't do it. No, it's still standard. All those cards are. I think most of those cards are
they're playable in standard.
Well, but no, the training grounds is not legal in standard.
Right. It was all of the cards except for like one.
Yeah. So it's again, they're doing so much weird shit. And imagine being a brand new player that doesn't know to watch our show or lots of other shows, doesn't really know their ass from a hole in the ground. Love you too, Miss Sherry Vegas. Imagine how confusing the current environment of what you get, where you get, what's playable, where, as a new person starting in Magic now.
That was one of the big problems with Unfinity as well, was exactly that. Is, I have to look at this symbol, and if it's a triangle, it means one thing, but if it's an acorn, it means another thing. Yeah, I'm not going through cards doing that bullshit. When I was first getting into Commander, when I was trying to put decks together, and still now even, when I look at cards, it's like, is this legal in the format I want to play? Is this not legal in the format I want to play?
Talk about more confusing. What about Strixhaven, the archives?
The archives.
We got one of the classics.
The archives. Yeah. That's what I was trying to figure out because that's when I was getting back in again, right around that time, and I was like, "Ooh, Strixhaven and Demonic."
And I don't even. What are the one called Brothers War?
Oh, that artifact stuff would piss me off.
I know, but I don't know what they're called. I don't even know what that's called. And then you have the Multiverse Legends in Mom.
Yeah.
No, they're not Mystical Archive. Maybe we're behind 30 seconds here. Mystical Archive was in Strixhaven, but I'm talking about the ones from Brothers War weren't Mystical Archive. It doesn't matter. But what's crazier about that? So you open one of those in Standard at a draft. You're allowed to play it only at that draft, but you must remove it from your Standard deck if you want to build a Standard constructed deck, because you can't put those cards in Standard. Right? They're legal in sanctioned play, but only in the event where you open them in a sealed format. Like, talk about confusing. Holy shit. Yes, we can, Benson. It's under review. I guess we were close enough. And we've had thousands of hours of watch time in the past. We've been over 4K watch hours.
Yeah, once we hit like 900 subs, I think it was like 950 for some reason. I don't know. Yeah. Once I joined up, and we all had a lot of conversations behind the scenes about, producing the channel, trying to get out to more people. And thank you again to everybody in chat for joining us.
Amen. Love your time, folks. Thank you.
Showing some of that hard work paying off, getting to meet all y'all wonderful people. It's great to build up relationships and get to have some wonderful back and forth, even if it's with people like Prime. It's nice talking with somebody.
Right. No, it's a shame what's happening.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. Good point, Ed. Since they lowered the bar, I was able to meet it.
Yeah, exactly. They definitely lowered the bar. So yay!
It's like
yeah,
my
we're the bottom of the barrel
Yeah.
channel here, I guess you could call it. But hopefully you get good content from us. I'll be honest, I even sometimes enjoy as I guess what's that called? Narcissistic as I am to watch. I'll watch. I'm like, oh hey, that was a pretty decent show, and I didn't even catch a lot of the stuff that was said.
Schematic version.
And
That's
I enjoy. Okay, there you. Well, no, schematic version is a specific flavor of those artifacts.
Right. Yeah.
There are schematic versions of the artifacts. That's the higher value ones. There's still some I wanted from that. No.
I'll trade you bulk rares.
I like my offensive hat, and I'm keeping it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Artifact
Damn,
Archive.
I'm like,
I like it, but I don't think that's it, Brian.
I'm halfway to memberships and super chats.
So it's a time where you need to do a gut check for Magic. Like, do you really like the game? And I know a lot of people hear me poo-pooing and saying, well, you must hate the game. Hey, there's Coach. Yes, Coach, I get it. I bought Dominator Remastered and lost half the value. Cool. You were right. I got it.
Wait, what?
Coach has been telling me since I first got it at like 214. I thought it was a good value, and I think ultimately it still is in the scheme of things.
Oh, DMR.
But, you know, how do you control Amazon dumps? You don't.
Yeah. I
won't
was
pay
eating
over
some of that
$200 for
crow
Dom Remastered.
when you were sending images.
Not Dom Remastered, Dominator United.
Oh, ew.
Yeah. It was
I
like,
have a case still sealed.
Dominator Remastered 111.
Oh.
It's like, I've got 2 boxes of that.
Over time, I feel like that's probably is it collector boxes?
The
two
Dominator
draft
United?
collector for me.
Yeah, I have a case of Dominator United collector.
Okay. That
I'm fine
will
with it.
probably go up because of the legends.
I think ultimately, when the water settles, look, we're in very turbulent waters here. We just are.
Yeah. But
In
it's
the
going to
period of
take
Magic,
fucking 20 years.
probably, I don't know, a year ago, I made a prediction. I said 3 to 5 years is what I think I said, that we're in, like, it's going to be dark for the next 3 to 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
No, it's okay, Coach. And again, it's part of me being a Timmy, and I just Timmied out again. And I'm I admit it. I have them. I bought 6 of the Dominator Master draft boxes. But I'll tell you what, right now, and I'm going back to this well again, the only product I am interested in this point, the only SKU that I have any interest in is the draft boxes at this point. Even the Commander decks I have no interest in. I'll wait till they get parsed out in singles from Anger Collections. I'm just not I don't need my 100th copy of Soul Ring. I don't need another, 35 lands. It's like I don't need all the other jank in there that I'm paying for.
And are you aiming?
There's probably
for the
1 or 2 cards in each collector
for...
box. I mean, Commander Precon that I would actually need. That's the conversation I really was going with. That's the angle I was approaching Prime with when he asked me, should he buy at $300 the Commander deck set from Commander Masters? And I said straight up no. And he asked, like, what price would I basically buy it at? And it was like, maybe I would start at 160, basically $40 in value in each box, roughly, is what I would value the cards at in there, because all the other ones are just bulk at best. And whatever's in there is going to get reprinted if it has any high value very quickly. And I don't even know what's in it, but I wouldn't, like, in order to take the risk at this point, not worth more than $150, $160 to me, period.
Yeah.
With those decks, I'm not buying into the hype and FOMO of Eldrazi deck, Sliver deck. First off, the face card is not that great in the Sliver deck. Neither deck, I'm like,
that's one of the things. And as a huge Sliver fan, giant Timmy myself, I'm thinking about, okay, what cards are they going to put in there? Probably all your cool 5-color slivers, which are $20 to $25 a piece. And once they reprint them, they'll have that value, literally HAL, half the value. And then, okay, cool, they've got 1 card that's $25 because it's new, and then they reprint that, and it's just all your value is gone. It's the same shit across the board with the Eldrazi and Planeswalker decks. Yeah, I think that's a very fair estimate of value in those come post-release. $40 of value? Yeah, maybe.
And I would say, and that's why I even said maybe to Prime, like, to put it in perspective. half of what he thought was a good deal. I'm like, no. And we talked about it.
See the
You and I
rest.
both had
Yeah.
Pat, you and I both had orders early on when they were cheaper than they are now for
Oh yeah,
Lord of the
yeah.
Rings,
I still
Commander
have
decks, and
my
and
pre-orders for the Commander decks, and it's just
I
that
don't.
I've been dragging my feet on canceling them, but I do not plan on keeping them. I mean, they're
No, I
well
canceled
below what
them
the market
a while
price is
ago.
at this point, but market price versus value. Like it's that price and value thing. And if I'm going to just turn around and sell them, it's not going to hold the price, so the value's gone to me. So it's not a product I want to actually spend.
I want to point out something that Ed illustrated with his collector box that is really important. I think people should look at, and you really should go watch Ed's box opening video for Lord of the Rings Collector. And the most revealing price was not the TCG player, because I think honestly that's not a real number. I don't think you're actually going to get your TCG player minus fees and everything else.
Right.
But the real value that Ed got was what somebody was really willing to pay for it right now, and that's the trade-in price.
Yep.
At Card Kingdom.
Yep.
And it wasn't $315 out of his $400 box. It was $165.
Yep.
And he's going to have to pay postage on that. And he has to go through and put them in specific order. And he takes the risk if they don't grade each card, because he said many of them were damaged, like straight out of the box. And if they grade them differently, you're not even going to get your $165 out of them.
Nope. You probably lose it when you get it there. You lose probably about 10%.
I'll be honest with you. Posting prices on TCG Player is not real numbers. That's a wish list. That's what you want to get for the cards. That's not what people are actually paying for them. So what people are actually paying for them, and what he can get right away, is what he had at Card Kingdom. And that's where you should really start looking at what the value of boxes are and really start thinking about that.
Yeah, it's the fucking trading credit.
It's a really good. It's a really good way to look at it, because then you've got your cost versus your actual value, right? Because then you can kind of just flip, if you will.
That's not a Bob thing. That's go look for yourself, folks. Yeah, go look at other openings. Go look at other openings.
Yeah, just pay attention to the market. Make sure you're using your different resources. And I think, Bob, you make a phenomenal point. Is that
I didn't make it. Actually, let's give Dual Brain the credit. He made that, and I'm regurgitating the content that Ed put out there, and so go check that out on his channel.
Yeah,
you should really think about that by the very end. That was eye-opening to me, and it should be eye-opening to you. If you collect these things, look, people say they don't care about card values. Bullshit, because you have to pay.
Fucking bullshit. Cards.
Right. You can not care about all the value you want, but you're still paying to either open shit or buy it off of somebody's list somewhere, or proxying it. And then if you're proxying it, well, card values are zero. So again, you can say you don't care about card values, but you do. You don't want to pay $500 to get $5 in value. Period. Nobody does, even if it's a game.
Well, I know you don't like it when I open the older packs, but I try.
Oh, it hurts my soul, man. They made it that long, but that's your look. I enjoy it when people do things, even when they open the beta packs on what's his name, Open Boosters.
Yeah,
I actually do enjoy it, and it's with the understanding that you're about to get, nuked in your belly button. Like, it's not, I'm going to get some crazy value somewhere.
Yeah, but I always state that. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I know my chances of pulling a fucking Mox Diamond or a Sliver Queen are fucking
that's at least, you understand that you're paying a certain premium for an experience. This is $20. I am taking this $20 bill and I want to have a good time. Okay, cool. Give me a pack on spot.
That's what we need to start saying. We need to start attaching this on everything instead of like EV. We need PEV, the pure entertainment value of it.
Yeah. Like having fun with it, like
PEV meter, and we should have like a 1 to 10 PEV meter, like your PEV meter for something like Fallen Empires, because I have a very kindred, that's That's like some of the first packs I opened in mass.
I would love to actually open
the pure entertainment value of opening it for the nostalgia and the smell and
right, right,
reminding me of the good old
I
days.
think that's a phenomenal point.
High, but the EV is like retardedly
right.
low.
Yeah, exactly. Because like if someone was to give me one of those starter decks, right? Like the old school starter decks where it's like all sealed up, I don't give a shit. Like honestly, none of those cards are like special to me. I don't care. But you slide me a pack of Fifth Dawn. Hey man, now that's a different kind of a fun time.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah,
like it's just
my thing. Like
the personal entertainment value.
Saga, dude. That's when I started to really like figure out how the game worked and shit. And I remember buying boxes of that during the summer because I fucking made.
Because if you're opening it, if you're opening packs to try to spin that wheel for the lottery, you're gonna walk away salty, like
just so burned. But when you see Ed, you know, Ed's a couple of drinks in, he's having a fun time. He just got out of his car, you know, having a good night, and then he's going in and he's ripping some packs. Man, that is the epitome of how to pack open. Like that is the premium experience of, hey, when my buddy comes over and we rip open a box, it's just we're having a fun time looking at the cards, doing the experience. And yeah, don't get me wrong, we've got like MTG stocks open on the background, but you've got to have the fun of going through it. It can't just be all about the price of the cards. And I think that at least as far as Twiddler and Lance and a lot of the opening channels, they have that fun still because they're just opening the packs for fun. Whether or not it's good cards, they're still doing their thing. So at least they know when they're going in what they're getting out of it. If people are rolling the roulette wheel and they think that they're going to get double black, like you're a fucking idiot. That's just, this isn't how this is supposed to work. Like open them when you're tipsy, when you're having fun, just like going through, having a fun time. Like I've got some Japanese packs I want to open. I'm going to have a great time doing that and just looking at the art. Just enjoy your experience, but don't think like, oh shit, there could be a Jewel Lotus in here. Oh man, I'm gonna make my value back.
Yeah, that the days of that are dead. That's done.
Well, and it's not even a good aspect to go into it thinking like, hey, I can make my money back. Like you said, your PEV, your personal entertainment value. You should go in thinking, hey, there's gonna be a foil in this pack. Ah man, it's gonna be a cool one. Like just that kind of thing.
That's I didn't even know when I was just happy to go see Ed on his 3K stream. And Ed, no shit, when I send you that $25, that's why the $25, like you said $20, I sent you 20. I was just sending it to you like, hey, here you go, buddy. Good job. Celebrate. I know you're trying to get some money. I didn't know you were going to spin for me, and then I hit a pack. I don't remember what it was, Legion or something, and I got a foil in it. It was like a 50-cent foil, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I love old school foils." I got the sliver pack. I got the Synapse sliver. I think
Synapse. That's a fucking $30 card.
It's a $20 card, but yeah, I mean, I super
got
lucked
one
out.
too.
That was funny.
That means there was 2 in that box.
So it was kind of funny. I was honestly much more excited about the old school foil. So I'll probably keep the old school foil and maybe send the Synapse sliver to Pat. I don't know, like because I know he loves sliver.
I hit 3 for 3 on foils out of that shit. I got a foil island. They're not. I think the island's like $10, but they're so nice. They're so spicy.
Well, we as a community, in order to maintain a healthy relationship with Magic at this point, really need to come to a place where you're only truly engaging with what you need when you need it. That's a big thing that Bob is adding to that equation. You know, Watsy said only engage with the products you want to. I'm saying only engage with the products you want to at the time that you need to. And that's something that we really need to start throwing into our calculation. Do you really need this card right now, or can you wait for another reprint? Is it for a deck that has a hole that you have a piece of paper, you know, that this is your card at the moment and you really want to replace it?
Yeah.
Cool, I get it.
Yeah.
But if not, and you don't need it for a tournament, can you wait for the next secret layer drop of it or the next reprint of it? You know, it's not just what you want to engage with and what you need, but when do you need it? And do you need the 5th copy of Crater Hoof? You know, do you those kind of things?
It's interesting because, you know, being part of a Magic the Gathering channel, being a player, and then being part of a pod of other players and how other people are interacting with it. I mean, the guy that we go and play at his house, when Matt hosts us, it's a bunch of like state workers. So we all do pretty well. We can certainly afford decks. Like we can get cool foiled out decks if we really fucking cared. Half of our pod uses the work printer to literally print out slips of paper. And one guy, the fucking idiot, does it in black and white. So I can't even tell like what deck he's playing. So it's like I'm used to that side of players. And then one of my other buddies, he only ever uses real cards, likes promo versions too. So sometimes they don't even have words on them. And then I use proxies. So like it's a weird time to be a Magic the Gathering player. But I think across the board, all of us agree in the different ways that we interact with Magic the Gathering. It's about the fun side of it, figuring out how you enjoy the game, how you want to interact with it. And one of the things we've come to realize is like, if we're going to bust open a draft pack, a box and do a draft, hey, that's the way to, you know, engage with a product. Like the reason you and I, Bob, love Jumpstart so much is because it's a cool way to play. But you can't open Jumpstart packs and think this is going to have something good in it. You're a fucking idiot. It has playable cards. That's what it has in it.
That's funny. That's you know, the two things I would say, you know, like I said, start engaging, you know, add that further piece of criteria, not just the things that you want to engage with them, but when you want to engage with them. Get away from this FOMO and hype train. But the second component of this is don't lose hope in Magic, right? This is a storm. Think of it very much this way. I think that we, you know, now we know that the hurricane's here. You know, before I saw it coming, it's here. It's landed on shore, and there's a whole lot more of it to come. And really, we all need to weather the storm together, right? Do the safe things. You know, don't stand out on the beach having Mai Tais as, you know, a hurricane's blowing through.
Don't take a shower when there's lightning around. Yeah.
You know, it's you know, don't run around in a lightning storm with a giant, you know, umbrella on top of a mountain. That's
Is Sorcery the MTG killer? Jesus, I thought I was the one that was having drinks today. I'm kidding. I'm actually on like.
No, you want to know what the MTG killer is? There is an MTG killer, by the way, out there.
Yeah, it's called Wizards of the Coast.
That's exactly it.
It's called
Cynthia Williams and Chris Cox.
Yep.
It's called Magic Killer.
Yeah.
But you know, just hang in there. Keep your cards. I know that this is counter to it, like what a lot of people are saying. First off, I'm going to say don't buy things you don't need, and when you do it, like I like opening bundle boxes. Like I open this. This is the gift bundle box from Lord of the Rings, and I opened a regular one. One has the green die, one has the red die. Very cool. I like having the boxes themselves. So that was what I was really engaging with, hoping that I got some decent cards in them.
See, this is full of proxies. This is full of not real cards. Like this is a Toski. Looks way fucking cooler than anything they ever printed. Yeah,
I still love these pre-release kits.
Magic products.
I still love these pre-release kits for opening, and I want to get together with people on Spell Table and do sealed, you know, tournaments. You know, free for all, 4-player free for all with pre-release packs. It's a lot of fun.
But see, we're going to be smart, and we're going to get stuff like Ikoria, and like, you know, look back over the years and engage with product that we enjoyed. So we get to have like a new play experience doing a pre-release, but of a product almost 3 fucking years old. Like it. But it's not about the value. Understand that none of us are like value hunting in any of this. It's just a way to engage. Yeah.
It is a luxury. Don't kid yourself. It's a luxury item.
It's the
purely entertainment value at this point.
What up?
That's how we really need to look at it.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping in, brother. It's the personal entertainment value. I mean, getting together with people on Spell Table and doing a years gone by retrospective pre-release event is fucking incredible. Like that sounds like a great time.
I honestly said I wanted to get. I mentioned behind the scenes just so you guys are aware because we've been talking about this. And if you guys want to get involved with that, you know, like we're not going to shill. I'm going to say go get your own product. Like don't get it through us. But by all means, join us on Spell Table to play with us. You know, source your own product. But we can do it with even just, you know, 6 regular packs of anything. And if you guys want to do it, I'll set aside time on our channel, and maybe we'll even stream it live so you get to see it. It'll be a long, like, marathon thing. Plan on 4 hours or so.
Yeah.
Like open packs, build decks, and then play.
Yeah.
But we want to do that because I think it's a fun way to play, right? And it doesn't matter. It could be 6 packs from, I don't care, Mirrodin, if we all have, the money to throw at it for that, or Urza Saga even. But no, I'm not paying $300 a pack to buy 6 packs.
No.
But I did say Fallen
ooh.
Empires. Think about how fun that would be. I don't know how many packs we'd have to get. So if you get 6 normal packs, you'd probably have to get double that, right? For Fallen
Because there
Empire.
are only 8 cards in there, right?
Right. Something like that. So maybe slightly less than double. So you'd have to get like 10 packs at least of Fallen Empires. But even at that's going to run you what, $150 at a minimum?
$150.
At
Yeah.
least, yeah.
I'd still do it though. I'd still do it for that kind of
Honestly, at that point, I would just do like a collector's. Like, hey, okay, cool. We get like a handful. With how cheap they get collector boxes now
we
on
should
Amazon.
do that. We should go out next time they're
honestly,
$110.
Bob, we
I
were
would never
talking
shit
about this.
that it is and do
less than $150. We could just
yeah.
get a collector's box of Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, have 12 packs, and just say fuck it, happy 420.
Well, actually, that would be 2 games, right? Because they're still like basically.
It's so ridiculous. That's cheaper than it will be for the draft of Commander Masters.
Commander Masters. So yeah, I mean, things like that. Find out fun ways to poke memes and still play and have fun with Magic.
Yeah.
Because as Prime can attest, and I can't stress it enough unless you go do it. So I encourage you, if you didn't go to Vegas the first time, not a bad thing to go do it, or come join us in Indianapolis. Doesn't matter. There'll be plenty of playing there as well. It's about the people. Like, when you truly understand that the real value in the game is not the cards. It just purely isn't. And if it's all about that for you, well, you've already lost.
Yep.
It's about the people that we establish relationships with, bonds, the fun of getting together, about a bunch of nerds, putting cardboard on a table and enjoying it and go, whoa, over a piece of cardboard because it just did some crazy shit. And other people that don't know shit about the game look at it going, what the fuck's going on? Like, I don't even know what that is. Why are they so all, whoa? It's like,
oh, shit. Congratulations.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I assume congratulations.
I already knew.
I hope you're married, maybe. If I don't even know what to say.
Congratulations. We say congratulations.
Well, okay. Well, I don't know. He might not take it as congratulations. He'd be like, shit.
So a joke from one of my favorite shows back in the day. We like to call it Lost Wages instead of Las Vegas. That's it. That's all I got. Yeah, Benson, you dirty dog, you. Just remember, anybody can be a parent. It takes you to be a father.
That's true. Damn.
Yeah.
Why do you gotta say fucking true shit?
Oh, because I realized years and years ago I could get loads of people pregnant, but I'd be a terrible father to all of those children. So I've just decided not to have any.
Same.
SCG
I know. It seems like really simple.
August in Indianapolis. That's SCG? That's Flesh and Blood, right? Is that what that is? SCG?
I have no idea.
SCG Con 2024.
Star City Games. I don't know, man. You're confusing me. AEIOU.
More anagrams. I don't need this.
Pearl Jam? Damn.
Oh, yeah. Right. Wait, what? Pearl Jam's coming to town? I met Eddie Vedder once, actually. It was very odd.
Could you understand what he was saying?
Oh,
it
was the weirdest thing.
Person?
Like, no joke. I was in Nashville in 2002,
like
and we were at the fucking Hard Rock Cafe, my mother and I, and he was sitting right behind us, and we talked to him for a minute. It was very odd. He was definitely on drugs.
I've met Jeff Ament twice.
I never thought I'd be a dad.
That way.
You can do it, Ed. I believe in you.
But yeah, that's like my dad and I's thing because he really loves Pearl Jam, and he's like, "All right, Pearl Jam." Like, he gets all excited. Like, you want to go? I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go." Oh, all right, it's like a little bonding thing that we get to do.
I don't know. We got off track here. I've lost focus.
So I've been playing a whole bunch of computer games and stuff lately because honestly, Magic's just making me go, unless I'm playing Commander raids with like the buddies. And honestly, I feel a lot like Bob recently, where it's just been, I don't really want to play other types of Magic so much as just like, I was looking through some of my Flesh and Blood cards and I was like, I really like the play style, but it is 100% adversarial. It is one-on-one. I'm going to beat you up, and that's how you do it. And it's a very skillful slugfest. And playing Commander, like when I get together with Tom and some of the other guys, and we play on the servers and stuff, and it is, I want to beat you. I want to get this combo to work, and I want to fuck all of you tonight. That's my plan. Versus Commander raids, it's like, hey, we're all getting together, and we're like having a cool, fun time, and it's like, oh shit, what's that card? Man, I never thought about playing it this way. And it is just a different beast altogether. And I've got to say, I hit my mid-30s and I just have less juice than I used to. So the laid-back feel of Commander raids is just way more my speed nowadays.
You were attempting to reply with a time and date to the next potential meetup at a card-related con. I don't know what the SCG con is, but I mean, I may do GenCon again in 2024, depending on how things go this year. I like it kind of more because it's broader than just Magic. I hate to say that, but it's like, and you'll see when we get there, Pat, there's going to be a whole lot of things. One of the ones I'm definitely interested in checking out is the PvE Hero Realms. Like, I really am interested in checking that out. I think there's a new Clank that's coming out. I love board games. There's just so much to do there that's of different interest besides just Magic. It's not, magic. It's there's a lot of Magic, but there's a lot of everything.
I mean, I've watched a lot of coverage from previous years' events, and I totally see that there's so many other things going on. And when I was looking around for events to sign up for, I mean, Magic the Gathering was particularly late putting things up in general, but there's a lot of just like other things to go and enjoy.
So this is my primary. It's funny you mentioned that, Brian Giles. This is my primary deck. I know that Prime and Superfast and Pat recognize this deck very well. You know which one this one is. This is my hug deck. Funny you mentioned cards that are in Commander Masters that have
the new hot
I was
ticket.
like, wow, you hit your ballers that are like truly now they're paying attention to my to our Commander raids format, because two staples in this deck that everybody loves. Well, one of them more than the other. You would think that Minds Aglow would be great. So I'll show you so far the super all-star that we figured out in all of Commander raids is this card right here. Everybody loves when this card hits the table.
Yeah.
This card is just broke. But that's not in Commander. That's not in Commander Masters. Wow, how far down in the deck is it? So here we go.
But it was reprinted in a secret lair.
There's one that just got reprinted in Commander Masters.
Oh yeah, Minds Aglow. Yeah,
that's in there. And this one, everybody loves when I throw this card. See, I'm not even kidding. This is a proxy. I want this to drop in value so I can get the real one and slip it in here. Giggity. But I can't wait for me to get that when it drops to like $10. But hold on. So the other one that everybody seems to love, and every time I ask, hey, you want to play this one or that one? Here she is. You ready for it?
It's
you guys love when she hits the table.
Adept.
Right?
That's right.
Even more than Minds Aglow. So yeah, no shit, Brian. That is one of the ones when I saw it, I was like, well, damn. Now they're even reprinting Commander Raids cards.
Benson, you're
Don't do it, Coach. Don't
do it, Coach.
Do not do it. Literally everything in Commander Masters will just be reprinted again. So like, if you
need to put that word on there soon, like
even the new cards, like they're going to print new cards. They're going to make 40 new cards, and then they're going to reprint those along with all the prints that they reprinted from this reprint set that was recently reprinted from a print. They're going to reprint that print. So like, don't get too excited about it. Like, it's more umbrella in your drink. Sit back, have a good time. Don't spend your money on this shit.
Yeah, this one, hold my beer, don't.
This is not financial advice. This is just me talking out loud. Hey, man, I went to the grocery store recently, and prices nowadays are pretty fucked. So being able to afford going on vacation, surprising. Being able to afford Commander Masters, fucking stupid. I have to like buy fruit and stuff. That's way better for me than opening packs of Commander Masters cards. Like, sorry, baby, not, no more. I need rice.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. What set would you advise at this point? I'll be honest, and this, you guys can go ahead and start roasting now. Just go ahead and start sharpening up your spears and your s'more stickers, to poke me with.
Yeah, fucking right.
I want a collector box of the Wilds of Eldraine. Like, I want it sealed, and I want the collector box of it. I hope that it gets like an Amazon drop, but I want one for myself. I love the artwork on the cover.
Part of it, my issue with Throne Wilds of Eldraine is it's all like Shrek fairy tale stuff with like, the gingerbread man and like kind of cutesy and stuff. I really don't like it. I'm not a fan. I like the showcase that they did in the previous Eldraine, like the fairy book thing. I think that was cool, but honestly,
see, and I'm exactly the opposite. I am a fan, though. I'm not a huge fan. Doctor Who, I'm not a hater. I'm not a lover.
I actively dislike it.
Does anybody have any real interest in buying Doctor Who?
If they do, they're stupid. It's dumb. You guys have bad taste. I'm going to take that shit to the grave.
$300 collector boxes of Doctor Who.
Ugh, God, it just so it's dumb. It's a dumb show. It's stupid.
I mean, I just look. So I'm going to say it again. I've been bashing Mana Crypt, and I still bash it. I have 2 legit copies. I have a foil and a non-foil. You guys have watched me open it here on the channel. They're both from BBD. Like, no, that's a lie. I got one from BBD. I got one from the one box of VIP that I opened. Right. I got a foil regular Mana Crypt. At any rate, how many decks have you guys seen those in from me?
Fucking none.
In all the games of Commander raids that we've played, or Commander, when have you ever seen me whip out
big old zip? Yeah, not
actually. It is in one.
I don't think I've ever actually seen you play any of them though.
It's in
like whether it's like even been in your hand, possibly in decks that we play. What is that? Sherry's Avacyn deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's only because the Avacyn is just so fucking expensive as a commander to try to get on the table. I've got Jeweled Lotus in here. I've got, just it's ridiculous. And then like I got her out one turn and the commander raid boss just made me sack her. I'm like, well, that sucked. It's like, all right, well, that happened. I dumped my whole hand.
Brian, for me, like as a proxy player, I just don't even think it's that great of a card. Like it's about as good as Soul Ring. Like that's kind of how I equate it because I think
I gave her my fancy pants foil one in here, maybe.
So it's fine and everything, but it's just not.
I'm not gaga over it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's just in my opinion, as far as play goes, I actually like Soul Ring better.
Yeah, it's more consistent.
Well, because I don't have to take the damage. Like it's that simple. That I don't like taking the damage turn after turn because boy, I suck at rolling that damage.
And probably would rather just like play a robot. Like, Transformer.
But I'll be honest, I'm just not all that gaga. Those are actually 2 cards that I would probably part with if you want to trade. Are my Mana Crypts, no doubt. I don't have any special. Well, I won't trade the one that I opened from the BBD box, the non-foil one. So I would trade away my foil one, no problem. I'm not attached to it by any stretch.
Something you don't see much nowadays is people actually trading cards.
No, that died. I told you they killed it.
Yeah,
I've said that over and over and over again.
I want to mute Frodo into Godzilla. God damn right, Benson.
Why? I'm trying to figure out that play. Oh, there we go. There's one of my copies of Jeweled Lotus in here.
Oh, it's funny. I was actually just tweaking that Luris Rats deck I was making online, and I put Jeweled Lotus in it. Finally, my camera stopped working.
Shouldn't be that expensive.
Nah, it's only like $60 or $70 now, I think.
Now, yeah.
Which makes sense because they just reprinted it.
Hold on. Is this the foil one? I can't tell.
God, that face
There's
you were
the
making when
mana
it
crit.
froze was so stupid. Made me want to punch you even more.
What?
Oh no, this is the BBD one. Unless I got a third, I might have a. This might be a third mana crit.
Look at Bob's face. He was like, "Yeah."
What's that?
Oh, you made a funny face at Pat.
Oh, it wasn't at Pat. I was like, I don't have my glasses on, so I was making a funny face because I couldn't see if this was my foiled version of it. I don't know if this is the BBD version, or I might have opened the third one of these.
I can't see shit, Captain.
Well, I couldn't tell with all the like matte on the sleeves and shit. That's what I hate about it. Like, it's hard to see when things are foil.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that foil?
I don't know, Benson. A better investment is just like cans of beans. Like I would rather just like
one of my
buy
OG ancient tombs. One of my legit ancient tombs.
Or just index funds. Like literally just
index funds, baby. That's how you do it.
Like just buy
Nobody
CDs.
should be buying any Magic at all until you've maxed your 401ks and Roths.
Yep.
That's simple.
I'm a little behind on that part, but
okay, that's is what it is, but that's my advice. Like,
yeah, I have two parents, and one of them put away for retirement, and the other is gonna just die at work. So
that's my parents. Your camera.
Are we brothers?
Are we brothers? I hope not.
Wait, are you my brother?
I hope
Can
not.
we just become best friends?
Oh my
Can we go
god!
practice karate in the garage?
Yes.
That's honestly my
Yep.
second favorite Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah.
Only be behind Bewitched.
Oh God, what?
Bewitched. I don't know.
Dude,
Did I
first off,
fucking say it?
was it Stranger Than Fiction? Is that the one he did where he's like he can hear the
Yeah,
author?
where there's a narrator for his life.
Yeah.
That he
That's
can
one of
hear.
my favorite ones that he's done. Period.
God, man, my camera's fucked up
Elf.
tonight.
Elf is amazing.
Oh, that's one of the worst movies I've ever fucking seen.
Oh, it's one of my favorite Christmas movies. Period.
It's so bad. I bet you like Doctor
so
Who as
amazing.
well, don't you? You're just full of bad
No.
takes tonight, Bob. It's just, Elf is so bad.
It's so good.
Number one, I'm an atheist, so I don't give a shit about Christmas. Two, I hate Will Ferrell, so it's just like somebody used old milk on top of bad cereal. I don't know. It's just
It's a terrible analogy.
Yeah, wait till they have the lost Commander Masters cases that they find.
well, honestly, I think that okay, just total side note. I love that they found Coke in the White House and they're just like, we don't know whose it is, so we're not gonna like,
Are they really? Is that not a joke?
No,
That
that's
is
not a
not a
joke.
joke.
Like
They
they
found coke in
legitimately
the
found
White House.
cocaine in the White House, and they were just like, we don't know whose this is. We're not going to look into it. It's like, okay, y'all know whose this is. You're not going to tell us because motherfucker, it's the White House. Like I assume there are cameras in every place, including the bathrooms, because hey, look at our last couple of presidents. There are definitely cameras in the bathroom, but they know whose it is. It's just like it's probably the only thing keeping the president up. So let him do his thing. Come on, or it's hunters.
And you're patently wrong that the absolute best Will Ferrell movie, bar none, I don't care what you say, is Anchorman. Period. End of story.
So overrated.
Drop the mic.
I have many leather-bound books, and my
I'm
smells
I'm-
rich mahogany.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a big deal. People know me. Yeah, I mean, he's just amazing. You're a dirty pirate hooker. Once you go to your home on Whore Island.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That smells like pure gasoline.
Stings the nostrils.
All of those are not Will Ferrell.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
No. All of those quotes are from not Will Ferrell, aren't they?
Yeah.
No,
Isn't
they are
that
all from
Paul
Will
Rudd
Ferrell.
That
No.
says this smells like pure gasoline
No,
because
Yeah,
he's
he's like-
smelling the tiger stuff from
no,
Will Ferrell.
no, that's Will Ferrell talking to Paul Rudd.
Yep.
Ugh,
Like, I'm
still,
gonna be honest with
yeah,
you.
it's a
Smells
very
like gasoline.
It's just honestly, I don't get it. I don't know what it is. Every time I watch a movie that is starring Will Ferrell,
You are a dirty Benson. You're a self-professed dirty pirate hooker. You knocked a chick up. as we get canceled. So you are a dirty pirate hooker. And you win.
Shawshank Redemption. I would rather watch Shawshank Redemption than anything Will Ferrell's in. Anytime. Anytime.
I love Anchorman. I am a big Anchorman fan, period.
Fuck you, San Diego.
As we all know, San Diego means whale vagina.
Grandma's Boy.
No,
I would watch Grandma's Boy over and over instead.
Grandma's Boy's fucking hilarious, dude.
Or anything by like Broken Lizard. Like Super Troopers. Even Super Troopers 2 is fine. Club Dread, great movie. Fucking A, all that stuff. Slammin' Salmon. There's a movie that'll actually make you laugh.
Like movie reviews. Like we always digress and stream of consciousness into like movie reviews and video.
And then we talk about Pearl Jam for some fucking reason. I don't know why it comes up as often as it does.
On a show called Cardboard Conversations. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, for a channel that's supposed to be all about Magic the Gathering, we talk about movies a lot.
And video games.
Yeah, right.
But
stay tuned for our Minecraft live streams. Like no
when
joke,
we talk about fashion and popcorn.
Oh my god.
Ooh, popcorn.
It's like, so one of my secrets to making movie theater popcorn at home is to melt butter separately and pour it on top. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, be careful with your monies out there, folks, when it comes to Magic. Really start looking at it with a different perspective. If you don't want to like be sour within the next 2 years, really start understanding why you're spending the money on it that you're spending.
Oh, dude,
ask yourself those questions. You know, have the conversations like I had with Prime. I'm not trying to talk you out of buying a thing, but I will. I shared my perspective
too fast, and I thought he said he wanted to harass a stripper named Candy at the rehab center. I was like,
Brian's gone unhinged. He's just like
gone off the rails. Can't handle it. Masters, fuck it. I'm going to harass Candy.
I'm going to fuck with Candy tonight. Jeez, God.
So buckle up, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride. It really is.
Buckle up, Candy.
Wow, that just went dark.
Stop it, Pat.
You're on dog food,
keep coming to the show. Keep talking about it. Vent on it. Share it. Make Ed spend his hard-earned money on boxes so you don't have to.
Oh, geez. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Twiddler, for so much for doing that for us. I am very appreciative of you funding the bill on these boxes so we can buy these piecemeal from you. Hope to see some great fire on the channel there, but man, smart way to do it. Smart.
What happened?
But just ask yourself, like, do I need these cards now? I think that's a better question. I think this is the era where we start asking that question. I think, when did Blake say only engage the product the way you want to, like back with M30
absolutely.
Was announced almost a year ago?
Yeah.
And now I'm adding an additional further filter, and there may, disclaimer, we may add more filters as we see fit to this, but engage the product only the way you want to, when you want to, right? And that means ask yourself the question when I say when you want to. Do I need this right now? Can I wait for the Amazon drop? Can I wait for the if I want the sealed boxes, like I literally think I'm now over 100 sealed boxes of stuff. I think somewhere in that ballpark. And it's like 99% draft. I think I have like 6 total set boxes in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that ballpark. And like 4 collect. No, well, yeah. All right. So I'm going to have to take that
collectors.
back.
Yeah.
I don't count the collectors in there or like the secret layers. But I'm keeping those. Like Moxman was talking about it yesterday about what he really means is exit strategy, right? Like if you're buying it purely for investment that, hey, I'm going to buy this box and it's going to simmer over time and become $300 in 2 years. No, those days are gone.
Yeah.
And, what I've said before when I'm buying them. So like, do you remember what I told you, Pat, why I said I bought those 6 boxes of Dominaria Remastered? Like what my intention of them is.
Oh, you thought that you were buying something else completely. Yeah.
No.
Oh, sorry.
So in any case, I bought them strictly with like that's cheap enough that I'm willing to draft with those at that point, right? And honestly, I do want Lord of the Rings draft. I want no collectors or set boxes, but I do want the draft boxes. And I do want to get them at some point when they either drop naturally.
100%.
Yeah, that is more true now than ever, Coach. But I want to get them when they are cheaper, and it'll either be during an Amazon dump of Lord of the Rings. Yeah, he pulled a little harder, and I felt my beard get sucked up
So
into it.
funny.
And
luckily, since this isn't real hair, it's just gonna look like this for the entirety of our podcast.
It's not even a wig; it's a helmet.
Yeah, no, I'm just fucking with you. No, it looks like
That needs to wear a helmet constantly.
But I'm waiting for either the price to drop naturally for the draft boxes for Lord of the Rings. I have no intention, 0.0, of buying Commander Masters at any point unless the draft boxes drop to like the $100 draft price point, because that's a price point I'm comfortable buying draft boxes to play with friends. Right? That's what I buy, all the draft boxes, when I find a set that I want and there's enough in it that I would draft it with people. I think it would be a very, I'll be honest with you, looking at it, do you guys think it looks like a balanced, fun, sealed set? Like, it just feels very
Commander Masters.
Yeah,
it seems very
no.
one color heavy.
No.
Like, I'm gonna fucking run mono blue Urza right up your fucking ass. I'm
like
hey!
I don't know. It doesn't look like a fun play environment.
Well,
there's a lot of
if you're gonna
nasty
try
cards.
and do it as a commander draft, there's gonna be a bunch of 5-color cards in it. So that's
Really?
just going to be really difficult to actually do in a draft or sealed type
I don't see
environment.
5 colored cards. What are you talking about? There's like a handful.
Yeah, only the couple.
Now I'll say this: it doesn't look like there's a lot of what do they call that? Color correction, not color correction. Like
Mana fixers.
Yeah, mana fixing. It doesn't look like there's a lot of mana fixing, color fixing in the set. Like, just not naturally. It's like, oof. It looks like it would be a tough set to draft and play. Like, you're going to sit there with a handful of cards waiting to get the mana to play the cards that you need, because it just looks imbalanced. Like, there's no like, it looks like you'd either play blue or red in this set. Like, green looks very no. I wouldn't draft like green heavy in that one.
No,
there's not a lot of ramp. Like, what ramp is there besides the medallion? Okay, like, that's it.
In booster fun style now.
Grand Dynamo.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fun.
Hey, Sean Pete, what do you think? Fuck you.
It just doesn't look like a fun sealed environment to me. Like, that doesn't strike me at all.
No, and the way that Toe Thumbs was talking, man, it looked like he that's what the main focus was drafting this shit. It was super weird because there's like pseudo partner in limited, but only in limited environments.
Bret Hart, the wrestler?
Yeah.
That's
Brody likes wrestling.
Yep.
I miss Brody, by the way. Brody, if you watch this, we catch this. Miss you, Brody. He's been like MIA for, over a month now.
The person I'm imagining in my head as Brody's like character and personality, I've never met him before. That seems so on brand for him to be into wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see the big M30 wrestling belt that he welded by himself?
Yes.
It's like, it's
dude.
heavy as fuck. I have
it is heavy as fuck.
It is super heavy.
If you guys haven't checked it out,
he might be wearing that around your waist all day. He was wearing it around. He was wearing it around the con.
He seems like a crazy person that I would absolutely want to like be around more.
Oh, like, he's so upbeat. Like I went to shake his hand and he's like, "Oh, come on, and give me a big old hug."
Yeah.
It's like,
okay. Right, exactly. And then he's just like wearing a fucking metal belt, and it's just like gouging into my big belly. Like, that's what I'm imagining of our first. Like, we hug and it hurts my back because he's doing it too hard.
And he's a big dude. Like,
he's a fucking big dude.
But what was funny is he gave us a ride back from the convention center to downtown when we were going to play putt-putt. He was actually supposed to putt-putt with us. And his Mrs. Brody is an amazing person too. Like if you meet her, very pretty and just super personable, just a lovely human being.
And she plays Magic.
Yeah, she does. At any rate, so I'm sitting in the back seat with Matt, and as you know, Matt's almost as big as Brody. Like they're just two very large human beings. I'm sitting in the back seat, and he's like zooming like a maniac in and out of traffic on I-95 in Las Vegas. If you've ever driven near the strip on I-95 in Vegas, it's kind of a frightening place to drive. And he's just like back and forth, like zipping in and out of traffic for just a couple of miles, doing like 95 miles an hour. And I just see him staring in his rearview mirror at me and going, I'm like, what? He goes, I can't believe it. I've got MTG Gaming Bob in my backseat right now. And he was cheesing. I'm like, just a dude like all the rest of us.
And then he just keeps smiling at you, and he's like, Bob, you wouldn't believe who I have in my trunk.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll never forget that moment. It's the only time in my life I ever felt like a low-rent celebrity. Like, nobody's ever said that they couldn't believe I was in their backseat. It puts the lotion in the bucket or it gets the hose again. But it was it was funny. He's that kind of human being. And what that means is he made me feel very welcome. It made me feel like almost a lifelong friend at that moment of him just appreciating me and my time and spending my time with him. And that's how I feel about just about everybody here now. Everybody who shows up in our audience.
That's my sister and my dad with Mick Foley.
Oh, he's got that sock. I remember that guy.
And Socko.
Yeah. Huh. That's
neat.
Yeah. That
is Bret Hart. Sorry. I derailed.
So I'm with you. It's just that, like, man, I remember wrestling from when I was a kid, but then I got to be like 12 and I stopped watching it. I still enjoy Hulk Hogan, but mostly for his like time on the stand in court trials. That guy's funny as shit to see in his suit. He's all like bald up top. It's fucking great. But yeah, outside of that, I don't really do too much of wrestling. But it's cool to like see famous people sometimes. So I think that'll be interesting when we go to GenCon. We might bump elbows with somebody that did like animation on a show or something that I enjoy, or somebody that invented a play style for a game I like.
Honestly, I was far more googly about meeting Nikachu in person when we went to Vegas. Like I was very happy to meet everybody. Don't get me wrong. But after we had Nikachu on the show, I was like man crushing that, he's just a really good dude, very genuine. And he was very like, oh, hey, MTG Gaming, and I only got to see him for like 5 minutes, which is unfortunate. But I very much enjoy him as a person. And I enjoyed everybody out there as a person. People were talking shit about Black Nito and Cassius Marsh, but they were both very gracious. When we met them, and we were even talking about playing some Magic with them, and really loved meeting Gavin Dugan. And he was just, I was like, I'm sitting there and they're doing like all this perfunctory stuff in the VIP lounge about, like making announcements and making them feel, selves feel important and great in the room. And I'm sitting there shuffling my deck up, getting ready to play. And I'm like, can we just shut up and play? And Gavin was like, yeah, let's do it. That's the kind of dude he was, you know what I mean? I didn't even know who he was. I had no idea he was the co-creator of Commander. So much so that I was sitting there playing with him. And do you know who walked up to the table and I didn't even know that he did? Never saw him at all. Just completely, I was into the game with Gavin and the other two dudes. Yeah. Jimmy Wong walked up to our table. I didn't even see him. Didn't even recognize him. Matt said, hey, did you see it when Jimmy Wong walked up to your table? I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like the one signature I didn't get on my deck box. Yeah. But that's how much I was into the game with Gavin. And that's really what it's about, enjoying the people that you're there with and having the time. And Gavin was just that good of a dude and that interesting that I wasn't even paying attention when a celebrity walked up to the table. And that's really kind of what it's about. I enjoyed far more meeting Elaine Chase. I didn't know if I would like her. She's one of the ones that introduced M30, the older lady with the big crazy hair. Very, very nice human being. And genuinely, she likes Magic, and I believe she likes elves, if I remember right. That's her jam is elves. Did not care for Aaron Forsythe at all. He was kind of a hose nose. I didn't care for him. He was kind of just aloof. Gavin Verhey was fine enough. He was nice, but he was, not real interested in spending time. And Mark Rosewater gets a very, very, very bad rap. You would like him if you met him as a human being, and he's very into Magic. Of all the people there, he is more into Magic than most other people. And he was gracious enough to entertain questions and really spend his time with us and really listen to concerns and things about Magic. And the guy gets thrown under bus time after time because he's just one of those geeky, nice human beings that is easy to target. So they do target him. And, all these people calling him Mark, bottom water and all these things. He's not a sleazy person. He's not doing things that are nefarious. You could tell from talking to him that he doesn't like the policies that are there. He just doesn't. If it was up to him, he would be a good steward of the game. But it feels like they very much just shove him in a corner because he's a name that they can throw out there from time to time that gives some credence because he's been there forever. And kind of the sacrificial lamb every time WotC makes a misstep. And
I think that's one of the issues in being, very public facing, that he is their PR guy. So yeah, he has to.
But he's not their PR guy. Yeah. That's Blake. Blake Rasmussen is their PR guy. Gavin Verhey is their PR guy. Poor Mark Rosewater. He's just so excited about it that he does his own social media channels where he gets himself in hot water about saying things that he shouldn't.
Yeah, him and his damn blog posts. Yeah.
It would be like if I was talking about direction that my company's going to go where I work, and I don't get to make those decisions. I just work there. Yep. And that's what happens with poor Mark Rosewater. He is like a creative force there that does like design elements about the cards and sets, not like reprints and card quality and number of sets and all that kind of stuff. That's not his job. Right? That's not his call. I don't think Mark Rosewater likes the reserve list either. I think he wants people to play. If it was up to him, I don't think he's all about the value. I really don't think he is. I think he is really, truly about the play, about the people, about a fun game. And it's unfortunate because, he's just an easy target. That's the best way I can put it. He makes himself the target. But he's a very, very nice and smart human being. If you met him, I guarantee you would walk away saying the exact same thing. If you had spent a couple hours talking with him, I would be hard pressed and I would debate you that he's not just a genuinely good human being that's smart and cares about the game. The unfortunate part is he likes to talk, and he likes to sometimes say things like he's trying to protect the company and then they just piss on his back. It's like, that sucks. It's like, oh. So he stands in front of him like a shield. Yeah. I was pretty rough on Mark. I'm not gonna lie. I was throwing him some rough questions, and you could tell I finally got to the point after about 2 hours. You're like, I'm gonna go over here and talk to these people because he just. I was giving him.
Looks like Benson's been drinking again. Yeah, it's weird. He spelled my name wrong. Huh.
Well, speaking of which, I think it's about time that we wrap this up for the evening, folks. But I appreciate all of your time out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for helping us get to partnership level. And
a big shout out to Cosmic Seeds, Richie Dubs, and
very
Gaming for becoming members tonight.
Oh, wow. Already? Holy shit. Wow, guys. Thank you
very much.
So
right
much.
Off the bat. You're phenomenal, and we look forward to bringing you more and more content. So we really appreciate you spending your time with us, and thank you very much.
Yeah.
Peace.
Be good out there.
Bye.